Oh, hello and welcome to High Rollers D&D with me, your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. They're coming for me. Welcome. We're going to throw it over to our side of the table. We have Rhiannon, we have Trot, we have Kim, all looking very delightful. I love this colour. We've got the sort of grey and pink and then a lovely green floral.
Nice jumpers. It's my new jumper.
Nice jumpers, everybody.
Got woodland creatures on it.
Speaking of jumpers, we've got Tom and Katie. Tom's wearing a jumper.
Is it instinctive to do that thumb thing?
I don't know why I keep doing it. I hate it every time I do it.
What's up, children?
Can you call me out every time I do it? Like, really aggressively? No, like, I really want you to shut me down.
Oh.
Try it out.
Stop it.
Okay.
Tom.
I hate this.
Right, one main thing to talk about before we jump into the game today. And like last week, today we will be trying to raise some money for the Jingle Jam. Jingle Jam time. You can go and get an awesome collection of games. If you go to tiltify.jinglejam.com, or is it jinglejam.tiltify.com? One of them.
One of them.
But you can also go into there is a link in our chat that goes to our page, specifically the High Rollers campaign for the Jingle Jam, and we are raising money for CALM, or the Campaign Against Living Miserably, which is, I believe, a charity that all of us, especially here on the High Rollers team, we believe in very, very strongly. It is a very rough time for everybody out there in the world right now, just in general, but also life throws these unexpected things at you, and it can really just shut you down. And having that support and having people out there who can help you and be there to support you and give you that advice is a very, very important thing, and we believe in that. And I think it's something that affects us in High Rollers very specifically, and that's why we've chosen CALM. I had some information on CALM. Nope, wrong piece of paper.
I can tell you what the money raised will go towards. So all the money that we are raising for CALM will go specifically towards manning their hotline, which runs 24/7.
365 days a year, Kim?
365 days a year. I can't do math. Every day of the year. And yeah, it's a very, very valuable resource. As Mark said, I think all of us here at the table have had points this year where mental health has been hard. And difficult things are going on in your head.
I twitch. Oh, shit.
And having someone to talk to is just the simplest way of making things better. You know, bringing it out of your head and making something have words is just such a powerful tool to diffusing things, to making things feel better. So that is what all of your money is going
Kim,
towards.
Not just the helpline, though.
Oh,
because
what
they'll
else?
also help fund the development of a mental health toolkit for creators, helping people like us look after themselves and our communities.
Wow, that's banging.
What's our target, Mark?
Well, we have a target of about 8,000, but what our real target is, we'd like to hit on our campaign, the High Rollers Jingle Jam campaign, 10,000. We want to hit that 10K, baby.
We're not that far off.
We're really, really close. And we would love to. This is going to be our last stream raising money for the Jingle Jam for CALM. So please give generously to a really great cause and get yourself an awesome collection of games. And if you've already got the collection of games, you throw in an extra £1 or £5 or like just a little bit of Christmas shit. If you can afford it. Thank you. Listen, he's got it.
Do not donate beyond your means.
Yes, please don't. But if you can, if you are fortunate enough, please do. And we would love to see that support. Thank you very much. That is it for my announcements as far as I can think of this week.
Nailed it.
In that case, let's run the intro and we'll jump into today's game.
Yay.
Hello, and welcome back to High Rollers Altheya the Dragon Empire. After stocking up on various supplies for their journey ahead, our newly formed party have left the village of Burnell behind and set foot on the road towards the town of Ashen Rest, home of the draconic noble Duke Ignarius and a major trade town in the province of Caldra. With a few soldiers as an escort and the authoriter, Zaron Tekis, accompanying them on their initial travels were easy and calm. However, on the second night, as they begin to make camp, a hideous laughter was heard echoing around the hills, followed by an ambush by Gnolls, vault-spawn creatures created long ago and infected with demonic madness and hunger that drives them to commit unspeakable acts. And the battle will now continue. As we left things off in the middle of a combat, we are jumping straight back in, and I am informed by Mr. Chris Trott himself that the last person to act was Zaron Tekis, and I will take your word for that, sir.
Oh.
And I will assume the initiative from that point.
He's very positive about that.
But there's one thing we must do
Hit or
first.
something. I think it was a Gnoll.
There's one thing we must do first. May you each pick up a d6.
Oh, the thing!
We must fill the crucible! The crucible of fate! This is a homebrew system. So
I
as
don't think
a
I've ever rolled in our favor once.
as a refresh on the rules, everybody at the beginning of a session rolls a d6. On a 1 to 3, a dice is added to my side of the Crucible of Fate. On a roll of a 4, 5, or 6, a dice is added to the player's side of the Crucible. And these dice can be spent in different ways. Some ways are for the players, and some ways are for me, and they do vary. But ultimately, they are ways of changing your fate or adding interesting scenes and moments to the narrative. So may I ask, Katie, what did you roll? A 1. Therefore, 1 dice was added to my pool.
God, that's really
Tom.
shit. I rolled a 1.
Oh, then another dice shall be added to my pool. Kim.
2.
2. 1 more dice is added to my pool. Chris Trott.
6.
A 6. A player dice is added to the player pool.
A 6 also.
A 6.
Oh.
We did it.
And
I have yet to roll mine.
Uh-huh.
A 2.
So we're 4 and 2.
4 and
In
2.
favour of Mark.
Yes.
Well.
And I won't read through it now, but we will probably have a reminder. The players have sheets of how the Crucible dice can be spent in various
bonuses.
ways. Little bonuses. Some of them more narrative, some of them are like adding to ability rolls and things like that, but it will come up when it comes
Come up. Chill out.
So, chill out.
Calm down already.
Calm down.
We explained it once.
Calm down.
Right, so we are jumping in. If we are assuming that Zaron Tekis was the last to act, which is what I'm going to go with.
So says Trott. I don't trust him.
Then the next creature to act is the sort of leader of this pack of Gnolls, the Gnoll Cackler, which is the one with the large axe here on the minimap.
The
Here,
frightener.
Why is
Oh,
he
he's next to
called,
me.
Why is he called a cackler?
Because if you will remember, he let out a fiendish cackle that has frightened some of your allies.
Can you do that again?
What did that sound like?
I remember. I remember.
I hate it.
In the dead of night.
Yes.
Midnight.
And what I'm going to have is the cackler is going to look towards. Ooh, Ophelia, you're looking pretty nasty and angry right now.
Oh
aren't
yeah,
you?
I'm nasty and angry.
Then I'm going to use Moment of Brutality. The cackler targets a creature they can see within 30 feet of them.
Yeah.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Oh. What is that? Oh, it's okay, I see it. 14.
14, you succeed. You feel this creature trying to drive you. Its laughter, it echoes that hideous laughter, driving you to maybe lash out at your good friend Gruff, this ally that staunch you. Their blood begins to fill your nostrils, the scent of that rich, thick blood pumping through Gruff's veins. But you can feel this force trying to infect your mind. And you are managed to resist it.
Oh, no.
That's the worst. No one wants
I
that.
used to love Link's Africa.
He's got it for himself. Meanwhile, Xanthius,
Hey, boy.
he's going to attempt to bite you.
I wouldn't do that.
Will, with a total of a 22 to hit.
God in heaven have
Stop.
mercy on me. Oh.
He goes to bite,
That's right.
and in a flurry of green and blue light, the illusion of Seren flies down.
So if you remember in the And indeed, in the last episode, Gruff had sent their spiritual ice diver bird to protect Xanthias.
Illusion.
Yes. Well, it's a spiritual, illusory kind of
Had to
creature.
pay a lot of money to get
Yes.
Does
that
that
one.
negate the entire...
And it does, indeed, and it can only be done, it is limited, it can only be used once.
Or is that the planet? That's the
You're
Star
thinking
Wars
of the
planet.
Star Wars planet.
Yeah, Coruscant.
Coruscant, yes, that is a large metropolitan planet
planet
from Star
has
Wars.
stopped this attack.
But no, so yeah, it goes to bite, and the bird swoops down and fends the creature off, negating
Oh,
the
what a
hit.
beautiful creature being gnawed by this gnoll.
Yes, but it does destroy the
Good
spirit
gnoll.
and that ability. That protection is now
I'm
gone.
not a gnoll.
Good no.
You're a nonger. No, that doesn't work.
I don't know.
I was trying to say null and goner.
Ah, yeah.
A nolger. No.
Carry on, Mark.
Next up,
DMing.
it's a good job I am good at DMing. You're right, Chris Rock.
Oh, that was like some emotional damage there.
Gruffith.
Hello.
The Gnoll Marauder, which is next to you, is going to take some strikes at you, I'm afraid. Did I find the right one? Over here we go. They're going to try and hit you with their sort of rusty hatchet. That's only a 7 to hit.
Does not hit.
Flings down and is unable to strike and find purchase as they try to attack you. After then, we go to Daisy.
Hi. I'm gonna stay where I am. Again, because I'm kind of spooked by that guy.
You
Even
saved
if I'm
against the
not-
frightened.
I saved against
Yes,
the
you did,
frightened,
yes.
but even though I saved against the frightened, Daisy is still scared of,
Yeah.
life.
These are big,
Life
pretty
in
scary-looking creatures, for sure.
So I'm going to summon another blade from another radiant blade, and I would like to throw it at the cackler, please.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you see this kind of glowing blade of light, almost like a gladius, like a Roman short sword, form in your hand, and then you throw it.
That was garbage. That's only a 10 to hit.
All right. Well, unfortunately, a 10 will miss as the cackler, kind of almost sensing it, and this predatory kind of animal instinct ducks down below the blade. And then with a bonus action, you would summon
Second
another.
blade. Second dagger. 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
So
They are next to an ally.
dagger though.
So it's a D4,
So it's a D4.
and then you get your sneak attack as well.
4 plus. Do I get a plus to that? No.
Yes, because it's the effect of the radiant blades. It's not your dual. You're not fighting with two weapons. This is a specific thing of the radiant blade attack.
And I get my sneak attack because Xanthias is there, which
Hey, what
is
up?
2d6. So 3. 8 on the sneak attack
8 on the sneak attack.
and 7 on
The first attack. Yeah, great. You can see that this creature is bloodied as this radiant dagger that now looks like the little dagger that you have on your belt, this radiant version flies through the air, strikes in, and you see that radiance burning away at its matted, blood-spattered fur, and something is reacting. You can almost see it like burning away at whatever demonic presence is within these creatures. Clashing against that
She's just
force.
gonna go and then tuck behind the.
Well.
Welly, well,
I have an unfortunate thing for you. I'm going to use its reaction, Fell Teleport. And when you damage this creature, sensing that celestial energy, it looks towards you, and as you duck behind, it is going to immediately teleport 30 feet.
Oh.
To you, Daisy. Shit. Where?
I don't like that.
Why not Felleport?
That's correct. But that does happen when you damage it, so before you do anything else on your turn. So as you damage it, it kind of, whoosh, you watch these hellish, dark flames engulf it, and then it steps out of the shadows beside you.
Well, I have used my
Bonus
bonus
action.
action, so I will just cower.
Cower.
I think she'll just be like, frozen. She's frozen.
You do hear your friend Nim's voice in your mind, reacting as this creature gets this close to you. The first time one of these things has been
Yeah.
up close, Nim, that voice in your mind is just spawn of the Hellion pits. I feel it, and there's this mixture of rage and fear. As if Nim's reacting to something
Okay.
in this gnoll. It's demon blood. No. And you kind of get this sense that there is this rage and terrible fear that Nim is feeling right now. But that is the end of your turn, Daisy. And we go to Ophelia.
I would like to skirt around Gruff towards this knoll in between.
Yep. This.
Yeah. I would like.
Do you want to get within 5 feet, or do you want to stay at a little bit of range with your whip?
I can't remember. Do these guys have poison? They don't have poison blood, do they?
You have not seen. You have not seen any sort of blast of poisonous
I
blood.
like how she's
had,
learned her lesson so quickly in the campaign from that.
Yeah. They're poison resistant.
They do bleed.
They do.
This one is heavily. This one is badly bloody. Its blood is pouring out of its wounds. It's thick and there's a dark tinge to it, but it does look like blood.
Marinara.
Reckless bite.
Step 5 feet in.
It's quite difficult to get out your clothes.
A lot darker than that. A sort of marinara with a sort of, a sort of black
Dark
food
soy
colouring in
sauce
it. Yeah,
added
dark
to
soy
it,
sauce
yeah.
added to it, like really dark
So
blood.
it's got some.
I'm currently frightened of the big guy.
Yes.
So I just roll standard.
So it would be, yes, you would have advantage. With a disadvantage, it would just be a normal roll.
Normal roll.
If you reckless, yes.
Whip. 14.
Okay. Don't forget, if you want to use any of your dice, you have to announce it before you roll. Let's remember
fake
that your
dice,
fake
yes.
dice. I should probably make these more visible. But a 14 total.
Yep.
Does hit just barely.
Oh.
You managed to like rip, like it has like this hide, very rough looking hide armor, and you managed to pull it away and sink your fangs in.
Do 6 damage on my bite. I got a 4 on my d4.
All right, 6 damage, and then that. And do you want to use your empowered bite to like do anything else?
I would like to.
You do have that as an ability. When you hit with your bite, you
I
can use
also get a
empowered bite.
blood fury point.
You do.
Blood point, numero uno.
She's writing in red.
I some kind of
Her
character.
notes are in red.
Of course they are.
That's cool as fuck.
Let's see. Sorry, pardon me.
That's all right. We're learning a bunch of new
Smell
stuff. Like this empowered bite's the first time you've used this ability.
Are you bleeding?
I would like to gain a bonus to my next ability check.
Just-
See if we play.
All right,
Just
okay.
on
So
me.
you get that bonus. You bite in an Ophelia, and this blood, as you drink it from this creature, the rest of you watch this gnoll kind of wither a little bit as it's kind of fighting, and is enough to kill it.
Shit.
You're terrifying.
Have you got holes in your teeth?
You watch as the creature's body almost seems to shrink a little bit in size, like it's, you can't see, it doesn't go pale, it's got like this fur, but its eyes kind of go like a milky white. And Ophelia, there is a horrid, bitter taste to this blood. This is not good blood to
Marion.
drink, but there is strength in this blood, like more than other blood that you've tasted. This has a dark power in it.
Oh no.
As it feels you do feel this kind of overwhelming sense of greatness and strength kind of flow through you as you drain it dry, killing the creature.
She's going corrupt. It's episode 6. She's num num num.
However, it did taste like Blood Zero, not like the real thing.
It tastes like really bad filter coffee that like serve in a hotel, like real
That's
bad
been sitting
stuff.
there for ages. Yeah.
But the blood version.
But the blood version.
And I guess I'll just stand in front of Rowan, because I
Yeah.
see Rowan's down, and I'll just stand protectively in front of Rowan.
All right. Well, it's the end of your turn, so you do get to make a saving throw against that fear effect.
I shall. Please, no longer fear.
Wisdom
12.
saving throw. 12 is not enough. I'm
Dang!
afraid.
Perpetually afraid, but also raging.
No, very close. Like, almost feeling that strength of that blood in you, but it's not quite enough to empower you away from this supernatural fear. And you know that you shouldn't be scared of this thing. This is like a supernatural magic fear that's taking over your mind here. All right, that brings us to the top of a round. I do think I get to do one thing, which is when this creature dies, this gnoll here is going to bite. I believe this is Zaron Tekis that he's currently fighting. And he will immediately take a bite action as part of that. That is going to be a hit, I believe. Yes. So damage-wise...
Shame.
I am going to spend one of my fate dice pool
Shit. Okay, that's actually spooky.
and add this to my damage roll. You watch as Zarantakis is bloodied as this creature and tears out chunks of its flesh, chunks of the orc's flesh. As he's like, get off me! And he's like fending with this thing, but he is now bloodied. We go to the very top of the round. The soldiers that have been accompanying you are going to rush forward. Bliss is going to move up to you, Rowan, and it's going to try and. Are you dying?
I healed him.
You healed him.
He's
Okay,
just
great.
lying around.
He's just lying around
right now.
In that case, they are going to see Daisy in trouble. Cade.
No, Cage, you're too sweet for this world.
10,
He'll be
30.
fine.
He's getting decapitated.
Then
Say that one more time.
He's getting decapitated.
Oh, okay.
Decaffeinated.
Decaffeinated.
The worst crime.
No. I'm tired. Open your eyes.
and then the soldier as well. So 2 of the soldiers are going to try and assist the authority with their attacks. Unfortunately, Cade misses, but the sergeant hits a solid blow. D8
Get that boy.
4.
Archer B was pretty badly hit.
Pretty badly hurt. In fact, enough that Sergeant Guy Yorro comes in. He has like a long, heavy flanged mace. Beast! And hits it in the head and just crushes its skull. It collapses to the
That
ground.
was something.
Gnolls, they make like horrid hyena
They
laugh
do,
noises.
Same here.
But yeah, he does manage to get that. The other 2, unfortunately, are just going to have to take the dash action to basically get up and support Daisy, unable to attack. But they do come rushing in. I believe it is, Bliss and Dayron is the other soldier who rushes up to help Daisy.
Yeah.
Twins. That's their go. We then go to, they're now dead. So soldiers.
That's a good sound.
Rowan.
Rowan's going to stand up.
I help you up. You slam me into the ground.
I'll briefly clasp Gruff on the shoulder and say, thank you.
My honor.
Having a quick glance at the people around me. How do you guys look?
Not good.
Pretty sweet.
He's bad.
You're bad.
I mean, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Like the best I've ever looked in my life.
Looking
Shades are on. She's
Tekis.
vibing.
How does he look?
He's bloodied. He's bleeding from multiple wounds.
I would call myself bloodied also. Is bloodied like
Half HP
I'm
almost.
Yeah, he's pretty bloody.
I'm what's the one up from bloodied? Leaking.
Leaking.
He's leaking.
It's a new condition I'm going to invent. Leaking.
He's like a geezer.
Ravaged.
Ravage is
All the blood
Trying to plug the holes, but then it comes out of another.
Yeah.
I'm going to pivot towards...
My health bar is flashing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, utilising the hand.
This is why the hand is not good.
The hand is good.
Look, it's working. The hand
It
is
works
working
now.
very well.
Okay, you have to. There's a technique to the hand.
Imagine I'm facing Tekis.
Yeah, well, imagine it.
Yeah.
Podcast listeners, Trot has got his tiny little extender hand out and is moving his miniature.
So what I'm going to do is, as I'm running towards Tekis, I'm going to turn around and a green bolt of energy comes out of my hands towards Xanthius for a healing word level 2.
Ooh.
Oh shit, that's a bonus action.
It is a bonus action.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm going to do that anyway because you're bloodied. So that's
Leaking, yeah.
D4
Decaffeinated.
plus charisma.
9.
9 HPs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big.
And I'm going to cast... Oh, there's no baddies there, so we're fine. I'm just going to say, are you okay?
I will be fine. We must deal with the last one. He's pointing to the one facing Daisy. He's like, I will be fine.
Oh, he's the last boy.
So that's bonus action.
So you have your action left.
I've got 60 feet of range. Am I within 60 foot of this
should
naughty
be.
lad?
So,
I'm no longer frightened by him.
10, 15, 20, 30,
I think
35, 40. 45, yeah, 45 feet away.
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on this fella.
Vishrocker is a cantrip, so yes, that is totally doable.
I'm going to say, you are not that frightening.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes, please. You got 13 to beat.
A 13 to beat. I roll a 15.
Oh, piss.
Just like looks at you. You look into this creature's eyes, Rowan, and this thing is so mad. You're not even sure its words. Your words really reached its mind. Like it is just controlled by hunger and madness and insanity and carnage at this point.
Like me.
In real life.
Oh. All right, Rowan, anything else on your turn, my friend?
That's it. I'm done.
Xanthius.
Hey, what up?
Oregon.
I will stay where I am, and I'm just gonna
Not Oregon, the American state.
Oregon.
Oregon. Oregon.
Gone.
Gone. Gone like the wind. Think of it like that way. I'm just going to pop a firebolt on this boy.
Okay.
Which is a attack. Roll.
that's a
big.
whiff.
Hey, I hit Daisy. I roll a
No,
1.
you fucking don't. You're nowhere near me.
I roll a 1. I'm throwing fire. No, just a 1. Oops, it goes 90
roll a
degrees
1.
to the other way. I accidentally
No,
hit
he's
Darren
making a DM
Tekis.
face.
There's a tent there.
There's a 10.
There is a 10 there.
No. You watch as the firebolt soars past.
That's a shame. That's
Just
a damn
flies off
shame.
into the air. I think missing is enough.
In that case, gonna stand there looking.
Just gonna stand there. Nothing else on your turn?
Well, I look good.
You do look good.
Thank you.
Then we go to Gruff.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I 35 foot from the last no?
Should be.
Clark gets out his pointy hand.
There's no point me having it.
Oh,
5.
excited.
Stand down. Turn your hand, stand down.
Yeah, I think you can get there.
In which case, Graf, in seeing Daisy in danger, would immediately run over. And while he's running over, he casts Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Shillelagh.
And I would like a fate dice, please, just because I really want to hit.
Yep. All right, well, I'll just spend one for you so you can add your own d6.
I really want to hit
I'll throw this all over. So yeah, add a d6 to the attack roll.
Okay. Oh, that's a good thing I did. 4, 5, 6, 11 to hit.
11 is not enough to hit, I'm afraid. As you go to strike, this creature brings up the axe and just parries your blow to the side, magically fueled as it is, and you do not strike.
That's it. That's
End of
rough.
turn.
That's my whole
Alrighty.
Thank you for your
Rough,
company.
buddy.
I'm just here.
Rough.
Hi! I'm trying to make a bigger target. Look at me!
Will rush over demonic abomination, and he will cast firebolt as well. That's a counter. That is going to hit.
The fuck?
Yeah. He does hit. 10, 7 points of fire damage to the creature.
Nice.
Everyone should be really lucky that I read the last bit of one of my spells because I was about to cast Ice Knife.
Oh my god.
yeah.
The last bit is it's any creature, not creatures of your choice.
any
so
creature.
I wouldn't actually. did that.
Tekis runs over. You see the glowing scar down his orcish jawline as he runs the black kind of leathers and coat. He throws out his hand. This firebolt does strike the creature, and you see its fur burns and singes. It is still alive, but it looks rough. This thing is like a walking corpse almost. It's nearly falling over, but it just starts that hideous kind of cackling. As it laughs. Beast, die! As he runs over, and then it is the cackler's go. I think that it is
Last
going
hurrah.
to, basically, it is going to lash out and just try and bite Daisy and Gruff, because Gruff tried to hit it. So I think it's just going to bite the two of you. It's going to try and make 2 bite attacks with its multi-attack. Against Daisy, that is only going to be a 9. Against Gruff, however, a 21.
No.
Except that I know that it does.
I'm too big.
And I am going to spend one of my dice.
you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
Give you one of
He's
those back.
dying.
Hey, look, they're there. They're there. Why am I going to not use them?
I'm a tank. Bite me.
Bite me.
Bite me. Bruh.
You're a tank.
Well, I've got the whole armor of.
I'm going to split this out just because some of it is different. So it's going to be 5, 6, 7 points of piercing and then 3 points of necrotic. So 10 total. But I don't think you have any resistances
any
to it.
resistance.
So
I'm just
10
a
points
cat.
of damage total.
Just
as
a
it's
cat.
and it just bites. And then I think that sort of it is a wounded animal. It is going to. No, it's just in a mad frenzy. It's just trying to bite. It's like a wounded, kind of cornered animal. It's just lashing out, desperately trying to defend itself now at this point. And that is going to be its turn. So there we go to Daisy again.
Hi.
Hi.
So, given that what Nim said. I think I know it's right next to me, but I can still melee attack with a summoned blade.
Yeah, with radiant blades,
I'm going to choose to use the radiant blade instead of using my regular one. So I will summon.
Yeah, I think it's just you can throw them up to 60 feet if you want to, but you can use them in melee as well.
Mark, quick
Are you
question.
going to spend one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can use that one if you want.
Quick question,
Yes.
Mark. So, in previous combat encounters, you've had us get the overwhelmed, or like when there's 3 or more.
Certain enemies do that. It's
okay.
not always.
Yeah.
I was just-
No, it's certain enemies have like, so those hive creatures, the belomorphs you have.
Yes.
It's like you know, like in Starship Troopers when they get swarmed by the bugs, and there's too many of them to fend off. So they had a special ability that gave the overwhelmed
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
It's not a general combat maneuver.
Okay, yeah. My follow-up question would have been: does the Gnoll get overwhelmed?
Yeah, no, it is a special thing. And we don't use flanking or anything like that.
It's fully whelmed right now.
Right, let's see if this hits.
It probably will, because that's a 16 plus 2 plus my bonus.
That's an easy hit.
Cool.
Did you get sneak attack? You have Gruff and allies within 5 feet.
So, 7 damage on the attack.
Yep.
Then 5 sneak attack damage.
All right. You plunge the blade in, and you watch as it sizzles and burns whatever life, whatever demonic force is controlling this creature. In its death frenzy, it gets to make one final bite attack against you, Daisy, as it dies, basically. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
I'm going to, just because it's my last hurrah, I will also spend.
Here's your dice.
Thank you. I'll put that back in the thing. So I'm going to boost the damage roll on this, just to get one last big hit in. So that is going to be 8. Now, do you have any resistance to necrotic damage?
Do I? Do I? I don't know. Do I? Probably not.
Do you? It will say up in the. It says like near your hit points you have like resistance.
Defense. Yeah.
Section is that in?
Just by your health bar.
It's like a little box with like R.
Yeah, right at the top.
Oh, you're
Why
in
am I-
mobile mode.
I am in mobile mode. Sorry.
What resistances do I have? Oh,
think
5
it's-
because of dragon.
I have none.
Dog
Makes
dragon.
sense.
Features and traits.
Oh, it's because Mark's right in front of the camera.
I'm trying to help.
Like, what attack you?
I'm trying to help Kate find it.
I have
under your
resistance
ancestry.
to necrotic damage.
You do?
Fuck yeah!
Oh, okay.
Oh, weird. Humans don't get that. All right. Well, in that case, then
Why
I'm
would
gonna
you say that?
do some damage down. So it's only going to be. It would be 4 necrotic. It's now 2 necrotic damage, and then it would be 10 points of piercing damage.
12 total.
12 total.
Okay.
So it does in this last thing as you plunge the radiant blade into it. It sort of spasms and contorts, and then it just in a flash reaches down and bites into your flesh and tears, and then goes lifeless as it is slain.
Hell yeah.
The last of the creatures down. You see the soldiers kind of help Daisy. They pull the creature off of it. They begin looking around. Sergeant Guy will basically be like, quick, Dayron, quick perimeter. Let's make sure there's no more around. And he's like, on it, Sergeant. He begins like checking around, like just making sure that there aren't any more, oncoming or any reinforcements or anything like that. Zaron Tekis will move up to the bodies. He spits on them and sort of like begins examining them. And you watch as the bodies lay here, especially the ones that you've struck with that radiant light, Daisy. The ones that were struck with any sort of radiant damage, their bodies are melting. Like bubbling, as if like burning from within. And you watch as over time, this kind of light begins to pour over their wounds from inside and just eats away at their flesh. Only parts of them, though. Parts of them are left undisturbed by this light. You see, like, their blood is boiling and some of their organs, they're all malformed and twisted and mutated, and they're burning away as well. But then parts of the creature are left, like its head, its tongue, its mouth, all of that remains untouched.
Are Vault Spawn common up in Iceheart?
There would still be some, but they would be very different. I don't think Gnolls would be as common, but Vault Spawn that, take on like Yetis would probably be a type of Vault Spawn. So kind of if you take like any kind of classic, a lot of the more sort of like monstrous D&D monsters, they in Altheya are some type of vault spawn. So some sort of creature created by the Proto-Magi that was let loose, you know, from a vault somewhere and has likely multiplied and spread around the world. And like, you know, that's normally it's what knights and things are sent out to dispatch. Like, you know, you all would have heard stories of things like chimeras and things like that, and knights heroically going off to slay them because they're terrorizing a village and things like that. So yeah, vault spawn are a common thing, but I don't think you encountered gnolls before. Yeah, I think like other creatures, yeah.
Would Osseous have vault spawn?
Yeah, Osseous has vault. Well, I don't know if they would be called vault spawn there. They'd probably be given a different name. But you have vaults. You have Proto-Magi vaults in Osseous as well. Yeah, they're spread all over Altheya.
Awesome.
But they would probably have different names. I think that they would probably be called like Necropoli or Necropolis, because they would be. You know, the name for the Proto-Magi over there are the first mages. Yeah. You know, and they are known as the first ones or the first mages, and so they would probably be seen as more like necropolises or, you know, vaults of knowledge and things like that. I think that the word vault would still be fairly sort of known to you though.
Do we know of? I guess me, Daisy, more than anyone. Do we know of any vaults in this region or nearby, or?
I don't think it's either of your two's real speciality. Sure. Vaults are generally like famous vaults. If you know of a vault, it's probably been raided. It's probably something that like knights or adventurers have already gone into and cleared out. Now, sometimes dormant vaults like that, the nature of vaults is they are so bizarre and alien they can sometimes change. And like maybe after 200 years, a vault that everybody thought was like empty and cleared out, it rotates inside, and now suddenly it's a completely new vault.
Don't do that.
And so that can open up like new dangers or things like that.
I'm just thinking of the movie The Cube, and
there is a certain there's an influence of things like the Cube and stuff like that in there.
Which I'm down.
Oh my god, we're gonna grind that shit for XP. Back in, guys. We're gonna go back in.
But that's the thing is, well, people don't have any control over it though. This is the thing.
Rotate the vault.
People don't know when vaults are going to open, if they change, if they don't change. Some people have there are places here in Altheya and I think more on another place that we don't know anything about yet. But people have built towns and villages next to vaults as like a kind of like a gold rush thing of like great, new opportunity for magic items and artifacts and scrolls and knowledge. We're going to build a town here, and then they build the town around this vault. And then there have been reports, you guys would probably have heard of these rumors and things of then that vault blows up or enshrouds the entire area in darkness and that town is lost forever.
Wow,
or
that's cool.
You know, vaults are dangerous because they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
You don't know how to open them, you don't know what conditions they have. A vault, people have gone into vaults thinking, oh great, it's open now, and then 24 hours later the vault shuts and doesn't open again for 400 years. Cool. And those people are just lost, they're just trapped in there.
That's sick.
So if there is a known vault around here, it's probably been cleared out. But Gnolls, when they escaped from the vaults, and Gnolls have been around for hundreds of years now, thousands of years nearly, because when they got out, they just repopulated. They just bred and made more of themselves. So these guys might not have ever even come from a vault. They just might be Gnolls that live out
They
in
can
vaults.
just roam freely.
Yeah, they can just be wild creatures out in the wild.
Okay.
They might have a warren or a nest somewhere nearby. There might be more of them. You don't know. You can have a look. You can try and follow these guys if you want to go and track them down.
Into that.
Not right now.
So sorry, what time is it right now? Is this just before? Or
This was you guys were setting up the camp just before, as sun was setting. You guys were getting ready for bed. So the sun is probably at this point. This battle only took a few minutes at most. So the sun is still setting. It is just about enough daylight out there to finish setting up the camp and things like that. Looking around, the soldiers are beginning to pull the bodies away into a pile. They're piling them up to burn them, basically.
Trying to help shift things around.
Sure, yeah, they'll welcome the help. Cade will be oh, thank you so much. It's not the nicest work, unfortunately, but it's better than, we just don't, maybe some magic might bring them back to life. It's just, we burn them if we find them.
Cade.
Hi, Rowan, right?
Big hand on his shoulder.
Oh, hi. Big guy.
Do you often take the road to Ashen's Rest?
Yeah, well, I personally don't. I'm stationed in Ashen's Rest. I haven't really left that often, but Captain Vaccaro and many others, yeah. This is the Imperial Highway. This is a fairly well-traveled road. Yeah. I mean, I guess that maybe these creatures were just desperate or mad enough to just attack people they found, but like normally this is pretty well patrolled. So I mean, it's a good job it was us. I mean, if this had been like a merchant caravan or a wagon or something like that, these would have caused a massacre.
Now, would you say this activity is more common nowadays? Are they escalating?
He kind of like looks around. He's like, well, again, I don't really leave town, so I'm sort of just like a town guard normally.
That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with being a local.
You could ask the sergeant. The sergeant's a lot more experienced than the rest of us. Like, I mean, Guy's been doing this for years. He's been a guard for decades.
One day, you'll be a sergeant.
I hope so. Yeah, that would be great. I'd like to. Yeah, sure.
I just dump a melted gnoll down, clap my hands.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Cade.
Okay, thank you.
The sergeant.
Oh, okay, bye. And yeah, you see that they're sort of, bless and that are like trying to pile up these bodies. But yeah, you make your way over. Guy's kind of coordinating it. He's just like, right, bring him over here. He's helping as well. He's not like a sergeant who's like making orders. Like he's stuck in there with them, dragging like these corpses around. And he's, Dayron, who's like a wolf animal, a beast heart. So wild heart, sorry.
Wild heart.
Yeah, sorry, I know. He's got like little wolf ears and a tail, and he's mostly humanoid, but he comes back and he's like, I've looked around, Sarge, can't find anything out there. I don't think there's any more of these things. I think that we just got unlucky. Maybe they caught whiff of the camp or caught our scent or something like that. Made our way here, just unlucky, I guess.
Do you think it's safe to stay the night here, or do we press on through the night?
The sergeant probably, like, Dayron, is like, oh, God, you're asking me? And the sergeant will turn to him and say, it's all right, son. I think we're okay. I think if Dayron can't find any trace of these things around, I don't think we're too close to, like, a warren or anything like that. I think we should be safe. I think we just got unlucky. I think, we were unlucky, but I'm glad that it was us and not somebody else. Like, we could deal with these things. But, they must have just caught our scent, come down looking for a meal, found more than they were expecting, I think.
Is it the same down here? In the north, it's normally the duty of knights to dispatch of vault spawn.
If they're known about, yeah. So if we get word that there are vault spawn nearby, especially like a bigger creature, a displacer beast or a chimera or something like that, I mean, the Duke would dispatch one of his personal knights to probably go and deal with it, or maybe a knight errant who wants to prove themselves would go out and try and fend them off, try and slay them, prove themselves.
So this could be comparative to knightly duties.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Gnolls aren't really. I mean, they're dangerous, but they're not, the stuff legends are made from. I mean, normally I think that, we're capable of dealing with this. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could do. I guess hunting down monsters is what knights do.
Would you be happy to write a little character witness for me that I assisted in the dispatching of these creatures?
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, you helped save. I mean, if it'd been me and the others, I think we'd been Gnoll dinner. So yeah, more than happy to. You all held your own in a fight. Great there. So he looks around. He's kind of admiring you. Yeah, you're clearly a seasoned warrior, and some of you have got some amazing magic. And he's looking actually kind of at Daisy when he says that, because he's seen you throwing glowing knives. He thinks that you're some sort of mage, and he is sort of looking a little bit worriedly in Ophelia's direction. Blood's just dripping down the chin. But yeah, he's like, yeah, I'd be more than. I mean, sure, I'd be happy to do that. I think you'd be better off getting it from the authority. An authority's word is worth far more than a sergeant's, to be quite frank.
Thank you. I'll ask him later.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Garth is looking very
I did a knightly thing. Yay.
but shy, pleased, not like a kind of prideful.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Twisting your foot on the ground.
I did a thing.
Oh, shucks.
I'm on my way.
Unfortunately, the bodies, the soldiers drag the bodies as far away from the camp as they can, because they know it's going to create a lot of smell and smoke and things like that. But they do kind of begin to pile them up, and yeah, they unfortunately do just basically have to set them on fire and burn the bodies of these things, and it creates an awful smell, like it's like rotting meat being burnt. They are these creatures. Those of you who did help as well, like I think like Rowan and Gruff did, like these are disgusting creatures. Like probably Bliss and that would come up and be like, no, don't touch them with your bare hands. Like wrap your arms up or wear gloves or get a cloak or something. Don't touch them with your bare hands if you can help it. Ophelia, can you give me a Constitution save, please?
Yes, please.
As you are noticing that these things are covered in like boils and pustules, their wounds have been infected.
Stop biting gross
17.
17.
Oh.
It was not pleasant drinking that blood, and like you probably might have to like go away and just kind of like purge a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do not seem to. You feel okay. You don't feel too bad.
First of all, I'm feeling most unwell. Come with me a second.
Immediately is at the side.
Just hold his cloak open while I just.
Yeah.
Shield up into.
Well, no, he's shielding. I imagine. Yeah. Giving you some privacy.
Yes.
Look, please.
Well, he probably like extends the cloak and then has one bony hand on your back, kind of like helping in that sort of thing. You know, making sure that none of your robes are caught up in it and things like that. But yeah, it was unpleasant. But in the moment, just that desperation taking over, and it was at least somewhat satisfying. Somewhat. All right. Anything else from anybody else?
Daisy's staying away from the fire and just sits and puts light on her dagger and sits that.
Yeah.
She doesn't sit near the fire.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. The fire, the pyre is being assembled elsewhere, but there's probably like a cooking fire and like a campfire being set up. And you do begin to hear you do hear Daisy, that Nim singing that wordless kind of it's almost just pure arias and pure sound. There's no lyrics to it, but that very soft, gentle song that you remember as a baby, as a young child, that same melody just being sung in the back of your mind, that calming presence.
Yeah, she'll feel a bit better. Probably.
Rowan's going to go pick up his loot again that he dropped in combat.
Well done.
yeah.
Oh, that
Good
could have been a
detail.
nightmare.
And then sit around the campfire. Can I, with my harmonious connection with the planet, cry out in pain?
You can't do that. Don't do that.
Sing some emo songs.
I want to see if I can hear that song. If I pick up on that song whilst listening.
That Daisy's hearing. You sit and focus, but you don't hear anything. You don't hear that song.
Okay.
You do just hear the gentle presence of Altheya, of the world.
Things seem calm in this area.
In this area, yeah, for sure. You hear like deep below the earth, there's probably like a layer of, you feel like a deposit of like a slate and ash stone that is sleeping. You hear like a sort of gentle snoring and soft sounds of the rock that has yet been to awaken, to be disturbed.
Sensing the uneasiness of the party, Rowan will start playing a nice melodic tune, and after a little bit, he'll start. Little pebble, no, bad start. Never mind. And he just carries on playing.
Sure.
Instrumental.
A song with 2 words.
Can you do a performance check for me?
Yeah.
It's like tequila.
Tequila.
Little pebble.
Hero.
23.
23. This beautiful piece of instrumental music, just the delicate notes, but somehow other sounds being created. Almost like drums accompaniment. There is almost the sound of chimes, but all just from this one lute and the strings as this beautiful music fills the air around you and provides this sense of calm after that battle and provides entertainment. Like you see Bliss, and some Bliss comes and happily sits there, pulls out like a little tambourine, has from in her pack, and just joins in, just kind of providing a little bit of company. She's not very good, but like she wants to join in, and she kind of like happily like keeps time with you. The sergeant guy comes over, starts telling some stories. Like it creates that kind of like campy atmosphere.
Does Nim hear the music that?
Yeah.
I think Ophelia.
She stops singing when she does, and she listens. Yeah.
So I think I'll move close enough that Nim can hear clearly what's going on.
Yeah. So you get within like 5-10 feet so that Nim can properly hear. Ophelia, did you say something?
Sorry, after Ophelia's done retching, she'll probably just slowly make her way over and just start easing into a dance as the music's playing. Just
Is it like a solo? Is this kind of like a solo dance,
yeah,
kind of like
using
cool.
her whip as like a ribbon and like doing like a
cool.
ribbon dance around the camp. It's very soft and like
Very soft.
yeah.
I think that Bliss would take a big notice of that. Like Bliss is like mesmerized by the dancing and the music. Like you can say that there is an artistic soul in there, even if she is not practiced. Like just loves the dance and the singing and the music, and there's like a joy that just this bright pink tiefling is just like so happy in this moment to go from this horrid fight to now this moment of song and dance. Guy, Daron, and Cade aren't, they're enjoying it, but they're not really the musical kind of artistic-y types. But they kind of get round. Maybe they probably pull out like a deck of cards, turn over like a one of the a rock or something, or find something to sit there and play a game of cards on. And yeah, the camp kind of settles in.
I do a rap breakdown.
I'll do the hard part. Rowan, diffusing everybody. Hello, best friends. Now that I have you enraptured in my melody, I'd like to play a little game. If that's okay, if that's too cheeky, let me know.
A game
A little game among friends.
among us.
I don't want to play that game.
We have time, Rowan.
Okay,
How do we play? What's the
very
rules?
simple game.
Okay.
I begin. I pick one of you. You answer the question I give. And then, once you've answered,
Oh, it's getting quite late,
you
actually.
pick someone else and answer a question. And we all answer truthfully, as we're all friends that trust each other.
What's the name of this game?
Trust.
I've never heard of it before.
It's a lovely game.
I'm just gonna take some
Can I
notes.
play along?
Well, Ophelia, the first question I have.
Incredible music in the background, by the way. It's
I love that you're talking
Really
whilst
peaceful.
playing an imaginary bass guitar, it looks like.
Boom, 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 boom.
Theme.
This, if you look at my loot, it is.
What's the deal with
extremely-
Ophelia?
It is super ornate. It is beautiful. It is otherworldly. It's pristine.
It's like petrified wood, isn't it? And with like these beautiful runic sigils that I don't think anybody here would really know or be able to read or notice. But it is, a masterpiece that Rowan is carrying. Very different to the rest of him, which is quite comfortable and quite casual, and I think, isn't it? Like the way he's dressed and his outfit, quality and things like that. Yeah. But yeah.
It's a little bit smelly from the road, but that's it.
Doing to it.
What?
Where your clothes were?
Yeah,
Or the loot
clothes.
is. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Ophelia,
Yes.
tell us a secret about Percival,
About Percival?
please.
I don't know what you already don't know about Percival.
So much.
You've seen him?
I have recently seen his body.
Yes. He can't tell me anything. He doesn't speak. So
Why do you have him?
Because he's my loyal assistant. He carries all my burdens for me, and he makes sure that I'm well kept and safe, and that I have somebody to confide in.
Can I ask a sub question?
Of course.
What are the rules of this game?
It's open-ended.
Sub question?
Yes.
Why?
It was a great gift, I'm very nervous, bestowed upon me by Osseous, by the House of Blood. He is a very noble gentleman.
Percival bows his head as when Ophelia says like the House of Blood, he immediately like lowers his head in respect.
It was given to me to make sure I carry out my mission.
Well,
Sub question.
Yes.
well, I think we should have the game carry on.
I just wanted to know one thing. Does he like us?
Do you like them, Percival?
Percival just looks around,
Oh,
just nods his head.
He
Nobody else
does.
listens.
That makes me
That's
feel
good to
better,
know.
actually.
That's good to know.
you may now ask anyone a question, Ophelia.
Gruff.
Hello.
Why are you? You said you were in the north, right? You came from the north, Iceheart.
Iceheart.
Yes. So why are you here, down here in the south? What brings you down to this part of Altheya?
Well, I'm setting off on a noble quest to achieve a dream I've had ever since I was a little bab. I've always wanted to become a knight.
Oh.
But growing up in my little village of Tremoro, there's not a lot of opportunity. You contribute to the village, you help the village prosper, and that has been my life so far. But I've come to a point where I was encouraged to leave and pursue my dream. And I heard in this area, near Cauldre, there is a circle of knights I would very much like to join.
That's very noble.
Thank you. I try to be.
I think you're doing a splendid job.
You flatter me, mistress.
Oh, it's nothing. I can see the hard work you're putting into this. Looking after Xanthias and everybody.
I try and live by the virtues of a knight, of, protecting the meek, infirm, and the vulnerable, and sharing wisdom and, well, defeating Volspawn.
Ophelia, you've played this game before. You did some bonus points there. If you can compliment the answer, you get bonus points.
Oh, how many points do I get?
3.
Brilliant!
Your turn, Gruff.
Oh, I knew I'd be good at this. Put shades on. Sits back.
Another
I won.
Another addition to the rule, you cannot ask a question to the person that asked a question
Oh, okay.
to you.
Okay, this is very complicated.
It is, I'm very lost.
Gruff looks around the group, and for a second,
I have one quick question. Are you wearing gloves?
Yes.
What are these added details? What's this? What was that?
I'm wearing my gloves.
time, 'cause you're
Oh.
Yeah.
out of character. Do you yeah. They had a whole thing.
I'm not I'm taking them off.
Yeah.
Gloves are off.
He'll take a good look at Xanthias. How's Xanthias looking?
Shit.
Is he meeting Gruff's eye?
For a second. And I think if he sees you looking at him, he will not turn away as such, but almost he doesn't want to look you in the eye. He'd probably even glance over at Zaron Tekis as well. Are they all chilling around?
So, yeah, I mean, you're the first one to really pick up on it because you're actually paying attention. The soldiers are behind you playing cards. They've, bundled up some stuff and they've put, a piece of wood down, maybe a shield, and they're playing a game of cards on it. Bliss is happily sitting amongst you, just listening in, enjoying the music. Zaron Tekis is sat behind all of you, up against, a temporary little shelter with a bedroll, just listening to the whole conversation and is watching the group intently. You can see that they've bandaged their wounds, they've wrapped bindings and stuff around them, they're tending to their wounds, but they are very much enjoying this game of trust.
Everyone loves the game of trust.
Especially Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Play all the time.
No one's got Zone of Truth, right?
If I had that would be perfect.
That's cheating.
It kind of is.
I will also make a point. It's good because Ophelia wouldn't know this. I don't know how much of you guys would care, but anybody who has an interest in things like lore, and I think Xanthias probably would be, things like casting Zone of Truth is technically an invasion of privacy. If you are not an authorized person to do it, same with detect thoughts. If you just go around reading people's thoughts and people can accuse you of it and find some way to prove it, the hard thing is proving it. But there are laws that protect magic from being used against people, and it certainly wouldn't held up in court, in an authority's court.
Cool.
An authority has the right to use it because that's their job, but they can't just do it willy-nilly. They have to have probable cause.
Warrant.
They basically need warrants. This is a land that has laws and things. And
Dragon's got it right.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and they know. Well, the dragons have got it's hard for normal people to take crimes against dragons because they can hire the best authorities to protect them and basically be their lawyers. But there are a universal set of laws that the Empress set down to try and protect non-dragons as well, from magical creatures. And so that's why a lot of these laws exist. So yeah, Zone of Truth actually something to consider is am I going to get into trouble for using this? like a thing, because just using it willy-nilly. If you've got a good reason and you can prove to an authority that you had a good reason to do it, they might overlook it and say, well, I think you were doing this in the good interest of the Empire, I'm going to overlook it. But if you if you go up to a noble or go up to a wealthy merchant and you're like, "Where's all your money, bro?"
That's a good point.
And the merchant can. I mean, the hard thing is proving it. But if they can,
See, my dumb troll brain, when you were like, they've got to prove it, my dumb brain just went, look at their character sheet.
yeah, right, yeah.
That'll hold up in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
But
I think for Gruff, I mean, you are looking at Xanthias in a different light to everyone else, I suppose. I guess. So, I mean, I'm not like sat there shivering and shaking and like looking around.
I mean, if you want to say like
Ophelia
Gruff can make
didn't
an insight check, we could do that if you want, like, and just pick up on anything. Because there definitely seems to be a thing from Xanthias where Xanthias does not want to play this game. That's the feeling I'm getting from Tom, but I don't know if that's...
Tom doesn't want to play this game. Xanthias really doesn't want to play this game. But I'm still trying to, I suppose, enjoy the moment and be a part of the group.
Still masking.
Is it like a deception thing?
I'd say make a deception check for me and Gruff make an insight check.
Why did I ask
I'm
for
not
that?
going to, because
Okay, sure.
Gruff being Gruff
Pose.
and having, what's going on with Xanthias, we met on the road and the little chat we had, he'll see the little,
He does not.
Dart.
Yeah.
and we'll pass on.
I rolled my deception. I stand up and say, "You don't know nothing about me."
Dad! Go to your
It's over. This sucks.
Smashes my guitar.
Tom, just out of interest, before Kim finishes, what did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
Oh, good. So carry on, Gruff.
Rowan. That was bad. That was bad. Rowan, your beautiful lute.
Oh, thank you.
Where did you get it from? I've never seen anything like this before.
This is Sostenuto.
Say that again.
Sostenuto.
Sostenuto.
It was gifted to me from my village. And it's the best gift I'm still playing I've had in my life.
How are you spelling Sostenuto?
Sostenuto.
UTO?
Do that again. Sostenuto.
Sostenuto. That's pretty sauce to me.
I don't know the specifics. All I know is this lute has been on a long journey of creation that required almost the entire village and their efforts to make for me. Would you like to touch it?
Honestly, I think I would sully it with my
You would
monkey
not. You
paws.
would only add to its elegance.
Let's get teary as well.
Add the story to my lute.
Gruff does a very gentle, holds out a claw and very gently plucks a note.
It ripples with some energy.
Oh.
And it is a clear note, perfectly in tune.
Its beauty is surpassed only by your talent with the music.
Please. That's very kind of you to say.
Do I get the 3 points now?
Oh, you get so many bonus points. 6 or 7.
I pass to someone else now, don't I? Daisy. No, wait. Is it Rowan? Rowan
I
asked.
can ask a question.
Rowan asked the
But
question.
that's okay, Gruff. It's your first time.
I was getting confused by the rules, the many rules.
But I will go with Daisy as well. Your powers are quite powerful. There is a glow that I've never seen before, that you've never done before until this battle at this camp. Tell us all about it.
Really actually don't know that much about it.
Oh. Trust.
You've never glowed.
No, but this is the first time.
You're in a good space here.
Yeah, I
You're all
just got
best
scared
friends.
and that's what I did intuitively, so
It all just came out.
yeah, if I find out more, I'll let you know.
I can relate to that.
But
Daisy, can you give me a deception check, please?
I feel
It is
she's
partially
slightly-
true.
She's
Yes.
partially.
I
but
know
she's-
you are. There is things you are omitting, and by omitting, there is an element of deception.
Well, I rolled a 2, so probably not good.
Okay.
I think Daisy is going to.
Nim would certainly be like, "Do not reveal too much. You do not need to say more."
Yeah. I'm kind of learning how to defend myself because I've just been on the move. And if I come up against this kind of stuff, then yeah, I'm going to have to be able to take care of it. And I didn't think I'd find a group of people to be with. Thought I was just going to travel about.
We have all found each other.
Best friend.
Yes.
Best friends.
But if you have any tips on fighting or anything, you all seem very experienced. I kind of just flail wildly and hope for the best. So,
The best thing about this game is you can ask the last remaining member of this party a question.
I suppose that's me.
Although Bliss is here too. Hello, Bliss.
Oh, I didn't think I was playing.
You can
but-
play if you like. You can ask
Oh,
Bliss as well.
okay, sure. Yeah, I'll play.
Oh, well, just to add to that, I want to say that you seem to have great instinct in fighting. At the very least, you say you flail
Again.
around, but
flail.
hey, you're flailing in the right directions.
I mean, if you have a knife and you wave it around, you're probably going to hit something if they're trying to hit you. So
True.
that's what fighting is, right?
I mean, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen somebody conjure a knife made of light before, but I
Again,
mean,
very
yeah,
new.
yeah. So I mean, I've heard of mages that can just sort of make magic happen. They don't study it; just sort of happens, right? Like, do you think that's maybe for you? Like, you just have like a natural magic?
Maybe.
Wow.
A gift from the proto-magi, perhaps? Something like that?
I don't know that much about them, to be honest. They kind of freak me out a bit.
A gift from the Scions, maybe.
I mean, yeah, it could be. I've seen priestesses and priests conjure light that can harm Voltspawn and things like that. There was a priest that we traveled with in the army once, and they could summon like a bolt of light.
It was very effective.
Maybe you're chosen by the gods.
Well, if this is a power that you wish to
is going to
learn?
use a charge. I'm going to use a charge of my ability.
Yes.
My whispers.
Okay.
And I can talk to 2 people because my proficiency bonus is 2. So, going to
And if you roll a d6, that tells us how many hours.
that I can talk to them for. 6 hours. So you got me in your head for 6 hours. No.
Well, who are you picking? Because I'm going to narrate a
So-
little bit. This is the first time using this ability, so.
I'm going to talk to Gruff and Xanthias
Okay.
because I feel like he's got secrets, because everyone feels like he's got secrets.
Kinda
And
why.
I feel like Gruff is very protective. So, and I feel like I'd freak out Rowan if I did it to Rowan.
Okay.
So,
and you're scared of Ophelia.
and I'm scared of Ophelia.
Is this a...
So is this you ask Nim to reach out to them?
Yes,
All right.
but I want to talk.
Yeah.
not him.
No. So you hear in your voice like, I will connect your minds. I will listen. Be cautious. There is something about the Dragonborn, but the Knight, the Seeking Knight,
The wannabe knight, yeah.
I trust them.
Nightlight.
Okay.
Gruff and Xanthias. As you're having this conversation and Daisy's talking, Bliss starts talking about this priest, maybe telling this story about like they were on the road once and they fought some Voltspawn. You feel something. Like a soft hand is placed over yours. And then there is something like a light in your head. Like you can't see it, but it feels like something happens, and you hear Daisy's voice in your minds.
Hi. Never done this before. Please don't freak out. Don't freak out, because that would really make this not work how I wanted it to work, because I really want you to know. Anyway, hi. I don't really want to talk about anymore because I have a feeling that we're being listened to, and I just don't think people should know things. And I have a feeling that Xanthias, you don't really want people to know things either. So I'm just reaching out to you, in your heads, because that's not creepy at all. But I'm reaching out to you in your heads to just be like, can we stop the game now, please?
Gruff's ear is twitching quite alarmingly while this happens. His little sticky uppy ear.
But it's nothing bad. It's good, I promise, and I will explain, but just when we're not with lots of people. Please.
I'm trying to figure out how I'd react to. I mean, in terms of magic, right? Like this is different to the message spell. But message, I presume, being cantrip would be quite common.
It's kind of fairly common. I mean, like, even for you, like, magic is common enough in the Empire that nobody's like, a spell?
Yeah.
Whoa! Like, nobody's like that. This isn't like Lord of the Rings where, like, Gandalf is like, I'm a wizard, and that means something. There are plenty of mages and spellcasters and priests who can cast spells and use magic. You've probably encountered the message spell. This feels very different to that. First of all, like, whisper, it sounds like you hear the message spell like a whisper in your ear. This is like in your brain. This is like a thought in your head.
But it's nice.
But it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel invasive. There is this kind of element of like you didn't really have a choice, that this was just like you now are connected to Daisy and somehow. You can also technically speak to each other as well. This is like a three-way kind of little group call.
Oh.
I don't think I can reach out to any more people right now. So I picked you two because I feel like you might understand a bit more. Please don't tell
Say
people.
back, I presume in my head. I'll try it. I mean,
Sure. Yeah, when you try it seems to work. And Gruff, you hear this as well.
Gruff is so confused.
if you wish for the game to end quickly, just ask Bliss an innocent question, and we'll call it there. I think I know the rules of this game.
Okay, I'll do that. Bliss,
Hi.
what?
Oh, do you want to ask me a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
What's
I'll
your
play.
favorite thing to cook?
Oh,
Because you're really good.
no, I mean, I'm really not. That's the thing, is I've learned to make that stew, but
But
to
it was
cook.
really good.
Well, I mean, I can't cook it myself, but, you know, my mum used to make this great vanilla cake, and, like, I'd love to know how she makes that thing. I mean, maybe if I get to go home to Ferros, I'll ask her, but, like, oh, it's so good, and it's really buttery, and it's got this lovely vanilla kind of, like, cream, and just, I love it. I love sweets.
Can you teach Rowan any of that?
I'll try to. I mean, if I learn, I can always pass the recipe
Rowan's
on.
in awe and is dribbling.
Sure. That's all you wanted to ask?
I really like food.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I get to ask a question now, right?
Can I ask the DM
Sure.
how much silence there was after the last bit of
Well,
conversation?
Bliss was telling a story. She was kind of like babbling about this like story with a priest that she traveled to in this glorious light.
There was one.
But do you want to make an insight check for me?
Oh, this was after Daisy's question, though, right?
No, this is like whilst like, yeah, because like Daisy was mentally communicating with the three of you, so there would definitely probably be a bit.
20.
There was definitely a weird pause. Like Gruff like looked at Daisy,
And his
like,
ear was twitching.
And his ear was twitching. Xanthias probably also's eyes like glanced towards Daisy. There was like this weird pause where like Bliss was kind of talking, but they didn't look like they were listening. They looked like their mind was elsewhere. All three of them.
Okay.
That's all. That's you can't. But you don't know that they're telepathically
Yeah, I'm not
communicating.
interpreting.
But like, there's definitely like there was a weird moment.
Okay.
Right. Cool. But Bliss will turn around and say, "So I get to. I guess. Well, the only person I've got left to ask is Xanthias, right?
Feel free.
Hold on, it's getting late.
We've only got one
This old
question
man,
left.
this
But
old
Bliss-
man is
Bliss can
feeling.
ask.
Just the one.
Just the one, and then we go to bed.
Sure.
You can have my tent if you like.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to.
Can
Well, I've
make
never-
mine work? Because it's not.
I've never met a Dragonborn properly before.
Oh.
What family are you from?
I am Xanthias Oregon, and I am of host Oregon from Gildai.
Oh, from Gildai. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
I am glad you are treating me with such respect. Gold Dragonborn in Cauldra don't tend to get looked on too fairly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from Ferros, and we all know what happened a long time ago. But that was a long time ago, and I'd like to think that grudges won't be held too much. I mean, I guess it's different for me being a tiefling. I guess we try and just be very open and loving to most people, so it's a little bit different. But I hope you don't have too much trouble. But no, I was just quite interested. I guess it's up to you if you want to tell more. I'd love to know more about your family and what they do. Like, are they traders? Are they merchants? I guess I guess I've had my one question, right? So
We did do a couple of sub-questions, though.
oh, that's true. Yeah. So what do your family do?
What do they do?
I suppose there's almost a strange pause of trying to remember.
Yeah.
They, in Gildai, a not too powerful family, bankers, as most
Makes sense. Yeah, the Auric Bank, right? So they work for the bank.
they do. Yes, but I've been traveling for a while. I haven't been home in a while. But yes, bankers in Gildai.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess if Mr. Gruff wants to go to sleep, we're happy to end things there.
Very tired. Long
Can someone fix my
day.
tent? It's on the floor again.
You can have my tent.
Well, do you want mine?
I
just can't.
No.
I just.
I'll
can't.
try and fix it.
The sky looks clear, by the way. There's no clouds or anything in the sky, even though it's dark. You don't think that there's going to be any rain or anything tonight. It should be a
We
fairly
can-
clear, mild night. Yeah. All right. Unless there's anything else, we'll wrap that.
How many
night up.
points? Who won? Is this a winning game?
Daisy.
Thank you for playing Trust. It's an ongoing score system.
Oh, okay.
How often are we going to be playing?
Every day,
Every single day.
every night.
Okay. Let's make it a monthly thing.
We're going to be friends for months.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Best friends.
Rowan's going to sneak off.
All right. Okay. I do want to check in because Daisy had something as well. I want to check.
Oh no, I was just gonna say when everyone sort of scatters, Daisy will probably just say, so we're connected like this for a little bit,
Okay.
but I could just stop it if you want. Gruff, please, I can see you across the camp. You're looking at me really weird right now. I promise it's fine.
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. This is very strange.
I know.
Please get out of my head.
Okay.
It's like dad on voice comm. It's just
I'll
like,
stop
can
being
you hear me? Is it working?
It's
I
too
don't-
close.
Is
Thank you.
You can't read my thoughts, can you?
No.
so it is something we actively have to push to talk.
Yeah, it's not like a constant
Cool.
thought
It's like
thing.
it's like the messenger ring.
Yeah, you have
Talk
telepathic
to
communication with
people.
Daisy, basically. Right, for the next 6 hours, the three of you have a telepathy connection, and you can use it as you wish.
But she's not going to use it unless, like, she just wanted to say thank you for helping. I will explain. I promise. I just don't think I can explain when there's official guards and stuff.
Anytime, Mistress Daisy.
Thank you, Graf. I promise it's not a negative thing. It's nice.
If you're in trouble and you're...
I'm not
Meek and-
meek, infirm, or vulnerable. I'm fine. Well, I am probably all of those things at some point. But
Well.
just now, I'm fine.
Okay, you let me know, young one.
Okay. Night, sleep well.
All right. Ryan, you want to sneak off?
All I'm doing,
How does a big man sneak?
Find out in a minute.
No, is it like a crunk in Emperor's
Kind of.
Great First?
He goes on his tiptoes because he's wearing sandals, right?
Yeah.
Those toes
And
can move
popping.
real quiet. It's like Fled Flintstone.
all I'm doing is by everyone's bedroll or tent is leaving those little gemstones that I bought with a little note saying "Well done in battle." -R.
There you go. You all find a tiny. I think they were like what, worth
They're all
5 gold?
coloured.
Yeah.
So there would be like a topaz, yellowy one or orangey one. Topaz for you actually probably, and then not diamond but a jade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jade or a
Maybe-ish.
sapphire or something. Yeah. peridot or something like that.
Yeah.
These are all cheap. They're probably not like rubies and sapphires. They're like kind of more mineral
Equivalents.
stones. Like
Yeah.
talking like like not plastic, but like they're more mineral than gem.
They have the
gemstone.
color of the.
They're coloured. They're precious stones.
Yeah.
Precious stones. They're worth about 5 gold each. Just in case it matters.
Bank.
I'm assuming, Rowan, you would also cook and use some of your supplies for the cooking and stuff like that.
Yeah,
to
if there's
feed
any
everybody.
like fish stew left, I would carry on.
I mean, you've got enough supplies. It's basically about 5 gold a day out of all those supplies you bought. I think you bought like 20 something gold's worth of supplies.
Yeah.
So out of your food supplies, it's about 5 gold's worth each night that you cook it. But it means that nobody has to use rations, and they're also a lot more comfortable and a lot more enjoyable than rations.
Cool. Yeah,
Alright.
we've all got. I'll just remove the ration then.
Sure. No, you don't need to remove your rations. Yeah, take the supplies off. So, yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Looking at Ophelia,
Yes.
knowing what I know
Yes.
about Ophelia, and I suppose
Oh,
I saw her.
You had your little sneaky sneak.
I suppose I saw that sort of not blood frenzy as such, but a hunger. It looked a very particular way, I guess, maybe. Has that sort of dulled in
Well,
my
let's
perception?
find out. Let's ask Ophelia. How's Ophelia looking?
I mean, HP wise, she's fine.
Oh, yeah, just in behaviour
But
more,
behaviour.
I guess. Yeah.
I guess the
She like stalking around. Is she angry?
the Gnoll didn't really satiate her the same way, and she's had to purge, so she's not really got that. She's not full,
Yeah.
so she's still hungry. So I suppose, yeah, she's still in camp, looking at the little blood gemstone, just like, but like almost like hyper fixating on it, like it's taking her attention away from something else. Like she's just zoned on that.
Okay. Yeah. Because I think in some idle moments, I probably would not like scan you as such, but like
Glance over.
I want to try
see how
and
she's doing.
try to identify, I suppose, the mannerisms this might manifest
Sure.
as.
Sounds like you'll probably need a bit more study than just one night.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And the gem looks like blood, so it's not really healthy.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's like a little.
Just
Well, I think, yeah.
taste it like a little mint.
Yeah, like that gem really takes a lot of your attention, and like you find yourself thinking about to a different time and thinking about things back in Osseous and
so much
thinking
easier.
of blood and a lot of stuff happening. But anything else for this evening?
When Daisy finds the little gemstone, she will just go over to Rowan and just hug him and go, "Thank you,
Hug his-
new friend.
Hug his leg.
That's quite all right. Do you like it?
I love it."
I know you would. I picked it out.
And then go to bed.
Keeping in mind that Daisy probably does just barely come up to Rowan's
Just a
weight.
pat.
Like Rowan's like what, 9 feet tall? Like 8 feet tall? I think a Jotnir would be probably about 8 feet. I don't think they're quite 9. They're like
It's still pretty tall.
big,
Yeah,
like because they're giant blooded. Like we're not, because like you think about in real life, like 6'2" is like a lot of people are like 6'2", so you need to go bigger than that. So like 7
5'9"
feet.
average.
Yeah, I mean, I know, Chris Rock, I know that. But like even like 6 foot, but 7 feet is obviously still big. But I think for a giant, you would be like 7.5 to 8 feet tall. Daisy's what, like 5
5'2"?
feet? Yeah, so it's like there's a big height difference.
She'd probably wait until, like, if Rowan's, like, sitting at the fire or something, and she'd just, like,
Hug
hug
his
his arm or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like, and then
Yeah.
go.
But
go
just
bed.
to add a sense of scale to it, like Rowan is big. He's tall.
chunky lad.
He's a chunky lad. I'd say probably like 7.5 to 8 feet tall. No exact amount, but big.
Yeah, I'm quite bulky
And quite
as well.
broad as well. And I think like I don't know if like how tall, like how big do you imagine Gruff being? Okay.
I think he's definitely the next in line.
So like
yeah,
up 6 feet
tallest.
plus kind of thing. We're talking
Yeah.
like 6.5 big kind of.
Yeah, I was about to say wide as well, but like I don't know actually.
He's got belly. He's got a bit of a dad
that
belly.
old man
dad
strength.
bod.
Old
Yeah,
man strength.
you can be big and you can have strength though. Like look
Yeah.
at powerlifters and stuff. They're
Yeah.
big guys.
Yeah, but I don't think they're like
at this.
bulky.
No, yeah. He's got a bit of a dad bod.
Yeah.
And
I feel
then
like 6'5" is probably like a. It's kind of how.
still tall.
Rough.
Like it's still
Like,
big.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What about Xanthias and Ophelia?
It's mostly his beautiful mane.
Yeah, that probably adds a few extra inches as well. Yeah.
Fluff.
He's like a cat. When he gets wet,
Yeah.
he looks a lot thinner and skinnier
Yeah.
and shorter. What about Xan and Ophelia? Just because in my head, I want to kind of picture the lineup.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do you guys see them being tall or like middle height or
I'm not gruff tall,
but tall?
but well, how does Ophelia?
I wrote 5'8" on mine, so like high.
It's about the same height as me, basically.
Yeah, 5'8".
Yeah.
What's gruff as well? Sorry.
I don't have an exact height in mind, but
Tall.
6.5.
tall, yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, probably around 6.
Yeah.
6
Okay,
foot.
so it'd be like Rowan, Gruff.
I think even in the
Xanthias, Ophelia,
artwork we've got like that sort of scale.
Someone did a
Rowan
really
to
good
gruff.
scaled
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
where
I think
was
it's.
like,
I think
that
it's.
works.
I've seen a lot because obviously, like Rowan being a Jotnir, which is like a half giant. I'm like, people need to know that this man's big. Like he's a big boy.
Big.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. Especially the extremes is Daisy's like 5'2", 5'3", which is like my height, and then Rowan's freaking giant.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
Giant.
Right. So yeah. I guess my question is you guys all sit down, you go to bed and camp. Is anybody not sleeping?
No, I'm sleeping.
No.
Well, you tell me.
Honk shoo me 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 me. Honk shoo me me me.
Oh right, that's your sleeping noise. Yes, you do manage to fall asleep this time.
Oh, good.
Yay.
I guess my question was very much meant for someone specific because
Yeah.
I've seen the way that
Going out
she's
hunting?
been looking. What's the plan? I mean, like, this is up to you, really. Like, does Ophelia try and sleep? You do need sleep.
I do need sleep. I've not slept for a night so far.
Yeah. Any more than this, and we're probably going to be talking exhaustion.
Oh, you didn't even get any sleep after
No, not
Okay.
the first night. I stayed up all night.
first night or first night?
First.
First night.
First of
First night.
I don't like that growl.
Oh, that was a very
No.
vampiric noise. I liked it.
She's not sleeping.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Rhiannon.
So, while the rest of you drift off asleep, Ophelia, you are going to gain a level of exhaustion
That's
here.
fair. Yep.
In that lack of sleep, now being up for well over close to 48 hours normally, nearly.
Standard.
You've been examining this little tiny red, like peridot garnet gemstone thing, and you're seeing like almost flashes of memory. You are back in the Baroness's suite, in her workshop with all those glorious gemstones and the tools, learning that secret craft, the thing that she showed you. You remember hollowing out that first gemstone and watching that crimson liquid dripping, drop, 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 filling the gem. You remember her delicate hands, pristine, flawless, timeless, as they weaved the runes and the rites, sealing the magic of the stone. You remember your first fumbled attempts to do the same, your hands not perfect like hers, not ageless, not bestowed with the gift of eons to learn, but always patient with you, always so kind and eager to teach you. You remember watching her as she would drink from that beautiful crystal decanter, pouring that red crimson. You remember the first time you tasted it when she offered it to you. The taste, nothing has ever compared to it. No food, no drink has ever quite hit the same way that it did. That first drop of blood. And that's, as these memories really assail you, you feel the fangs biting into your lips as you are clenching them so hard that you're drawing your own blood. And you look up from the gemstone to see your companions around the fire sleeping peacefully. And beside you, you see Cade and Dayron and Sergeant Guy and Bliss, all peacefully sleeping. Even the Authorita, eyes closed. Helpless. What do you do?
No.
Oh, yes.
Let's go, Ree. Let's go.
I think he's gonna go hunting.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's not much of a hunt, depending on what you want here. Like, if we're talking like animals in the woods,
Oh, yeah.
Or if we're looking, there's now, you've pretty much made a promise to your traveling companions, but those soldiers, it's a very different story. Some of them were injured in the battle. You can see Cade, Sergeant Yoro, and Dayron all took injuries, and they have bandages and things like that.
Oh, the moral quandary I am under.
You did this to yourself.
I did this to myself.
I make no apologies. You gave me
know.
full permission to tantalize you with this.
I think she's gonna go into the woods
Okay.
and look for something tiny to nibble on. For now.
For now, I'm going to spend a point of fate from the Crucible
Yep.
to add a complication.
Do it.
Oh.
These gnolls that attacked you, they're demonic in nature, and their presence has frightened away most of the wildlife. You can still try to find these animals, but it's going to be a lot harder to do. So if you can give me a survival check, please.
Okay.
Most of the big game would have fled this area. Oh yeah, I know.
13.
You look around, Ophelia, and you spend maybe an hour, 2 hours hunting, stalking through the night. You don't find
That'd be
anything.
disadvantage because I'm not sleeping.
You would have a -1 to that. So I'm going to use the new
11.
exhaustion, so 11. You search and search, and you find nothing. Maybe hear a few birds and things like that, or night creatures, but they're too small. We're talking tiny hedgehogs and things like that scuttering away. Certainly nothing to sate you. And then all the time, you can just see the flickering embers of the fire, the dying fire, your night vision, your dark vision. Thudum, thudum, thudum.
Okay.
You can almost see the veins.
How many are sleeping?
All of them. Everyone's asleep.
Is that 4?
There's 4 soldiers, Zaron, Tekis, and then your companions.
Nobody watching the camp tonight?
Oh, I guess, yeah. I mean, there would be probably somebody on watch, actually. That's a very good point. The soldiers split the watch into 2.
Yeah.
So I'll roll randomly. So I'll do 2d4 to pick which one's which. So this would be Bliss and Sergeant Yoro are currently on watch. Can you give me a stealth check, please, with -1?
Yep.
Use your exhaustion.
3.
Wow.
Clonk.
So you snuck away,
Ah.
but as you return, Sergeant Yoro will look up and be like, "Hello, miss, are you all right? You shouldn't go off into the woods," having seen you now awake.
Oh, pardon me. Sorry. Yes. I just thought I heard a noise, and I just went to go have a little investigate.
Oh, I don't recommend that, miss. We should stick together here.
I just didn't want to be a bother.
No, it's all right. It's not a problem. And he just goes back. It's all right. Me and Bliss have got this. We'll keep watch. And they kind of turn. They're not suspicious or anything like that. You could have gotten up for maybe to relieve yourself or something like that. But they kind of sit back, backs to you, looking out way. And that is the point with Rhiannon's torture that we are going to take a break. And that is where we're going to end part 1. And we will see what Ophelia does in part 2. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit.
Oh no.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. There we go. We will... What?
We smashed the 10K goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Halfway
good.
through the first half.
Oh, good.
We're currently on 11 grand.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Amazing
Well
work,
done.
everybody.
We're at 11
Thank
grand.
you.
Why don't we make it 12 by the end of the stream?
Great work.
Listen, we're going to be back in a few minutes. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to be back. Thank you guys so much for your donations to the Jingle Jam.
We'll read them at the end.
Yeah, we'll read it at the end. But also, don't forget to check the link in chat. Goes specifically to our campaign. Go and support the Jingle Jam. Get yourself an awesome collection of games, and we'll be back in 5. Take care. Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. welcome back. As we pointed out, thank you guys all so much on the old Jingle Jam. We have smashed through that target. We're at something like 11k for money raised for Calm, the campaign against living miserably, which is a very important cause. And a load of you get a wonderful collection of games to share as well. And if you get it multiple times, share those codes out, give them to your friends, play some games with your mates.
Definitely.
So a couple of really good ones in there. I think we're gonna, if we can hit 12k before the end of the stream, and that would be amazing. So thank you very much.
We're not far off.
We are going to do a fade in, fade out, and then we're going to come straight back into part 2. So if we can get that queued up, please, Mr. Sam.
Thank you, Mr. Sam.
Hello, and welcome back to part 2 of High Rollers Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Episode 6, I believe. I do have an episode name for you as well.
Do you?
The Ashen Road.
Very nice.
And we join us as on the second evening of the journey towards Ashen Rest, Ophelia, having not slept, has attempted to sneak out of the camp and hunt down some wildlife to try and feed upon. But sadly, with the Gnoll attack earlier today, that was made more complex and nothing could be found. And you have returned Sergeant Yorro, Guy Yorro, and Bliss the Tiefling kind of on watch noticed you coming back. And you find yourself perhaps once again facing another day and another night without anything to feed upon. But what does Ophelia do? Like, where does Ophelia go from here?
I think she'll sulk, just be like, and go back to Percival with his little cloak open as like a human tent, and she'll just she'll sit down like a perturbed teenager, grumpy, and she's got a water skin. I don't know if she'll just like gnaw on that.
Yeah, like almost like a piece of leather in the mouth, like
just
stop you like biting and stuff like that.
Yeah, just starts gnawing on her water skin.
Yeah, piece of leather, like something with you. Yeah, and you pass the time by. And again, I guess no sleep, just
No
like
sleep.
kind of kept awake by these pangs of hunger and almost that just craving, that kind of need for it. Like you're not starving, you've eaten normal food and had water, like you're not in any danger, but there's just this desperate need and craving for it. You all awaken on the third day, and for the first few hours, it is a clear day, much like the day before. In the night, there are no clouds, but you begin to see clouds kind of beginning to drift in, grey clouds. And for a little bit, after a few hours of traveling on the road, a light rain settles in. It just begins to pitter and patter across the road. It is,
Full long rest?
It's a full long rest, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, count it as a full long rest. I do want to tweak it slightly for the journeying stuff, but you guys are on a pretty safe road here. I'm going to count it as a long rest. This is spring. You are currently traveling in spring. And so that light rain, it's not cold, but it kind of just adds this little dour atmosphere. But it's not too bad with your waterproof cloaks and things like that. Some of you used to traveling, it really is not too much of a problem. It becomes drizzly and intermittent for the rest of the day, and you travel without incident. You make camp again for the evening. The rain does not look like it's going to be letting up. So those of you who don't have a proper shelter, what is your plan for camping this evening?
Well,
And those of you who do have shelters, I'm going to need survival checks to set them up. Tents you can just set up, they're fine. You don't need to worry about tents.
I've now swapped with Daisy, so I would probably try and repair
The
Daisy's
tarp.
one for myself.
Well, Daisy had a tarp, I
It's
believe.
not that it's broken, it's just that I'm
I'll try
incompetent
and
at
set
setting
it up properly.
Sure, it'll be a survival check for Rowan to do that.
Okay.
I believe Gruff also just had tarp.
I rolled 22 on my tarp setting up.
You have an excellent tarp to keep you safe and dry.
8.
8. You have the same problem. It's going to be an uncomfortable night for Rowan, unfortunately, with this lack of shelter. I don't believe. What is Xanthius doing? Like, are you staying in a tent with somebody, or?
If an invite comes my way, I'll sort of stand around as people are setting tarps up and whatnot. I'm scanning the area. If no one invites, then I'll be
Pat next
looking
to my
for.
broken tarp.
Oh, Rowan, you. That's very nice of you.
You could stay in the tent if you want. I'm only small. I can.
Oh, the tent also. Oh, I'm just awash with invitation. Where's everyone else staying? Where are you staying?
In
Daisy?
Rowan's tent because he gave it up and tried to set up my tarp. And
I'll fix it in a minute. It's just a couple of... And it collapses while I'm talking.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing of like it's going to collapse while you're sleeping under it during the night. And you're going to get a bit
Like
of
a
wind.
deflating...
Yeah, and the reason I'm making a point of this, by the way, is camping overnight when it's all wet is going to make it a bit more complicated when you make your saving throw at the end of the journey. It just adds a +1 to your DC because if you don't have, but for Gruff, you're fine. You've got a tarp. You're lovely sheltered. You can get fire going, keep warm. It's not cold. You're going to be fine. You're not going to have an increase. But currently, Rowan is going to have a bit of a time. I also need to hear what Ophelia is doing because the Percival robe tent is not going to be sufficient in this. So, Zan, are you going to stay with Daisy or the soldiers have their own tent, but they are crammed in there. There's all 4 of them are sharing one tent, basically. They are stacked up.
Yeah, I'll stay with
How
Daisy.
many people do fit in the tent? Like,
Normally, it's a 2-person tent.
could you squeeze 3 people?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd say you could maybe squeeze 3 if you're comfortable with Ophelia sleeping in there. I don't know if Daisy would feel comfortable with Ophelia sleeping in the tent with
So
her.
Since Nim said that if Ophelia was to try anything, she wouldn't have a very good time, Daisy's feeling a bit better about everything. And now that she knows that Percival has confirmed that he likes us, she's feeling a little bit better.
Sure.
So she would allow it. I'll allow it. But she's small. She'll just curl up in the corner anyway.
Knowing more about Rowan now and how emotionally invested he is in everything, since he invited me, if I do say, like, I'll stay with Daisy tonight, does that...
Oh, it's for your well-being. It's like, you're better off in that tent.
Okay, it's not like you're immediately like...
It's okay.
I think there is probably a bit of that, but yeah, it sounds like it's okay.
He was being a gentleman and offered the tent because I can't put the tarp up properly.
Basically, yes.
Mistress Ophelia, your skelly boyo is probably not going to keep you quite dry tonight. If you want, you can shelter with me.
Oh, that's very generous of you. Oh, thank you very much. Percival, you can lower your arms now. Thank you. Would you mind moving my bed things over into Gruff's tent?
Bows, picks them all up.
I forgot she had things to go with her. So.
Thank you. Takes everything over, takes the bag, takes the bed things, takes the altar, lays it all out underneath Gruff's tarp as well. Takes up a good bit of room. You'll still be dry.
He's frowning a little bit while he's watching this.
The tarp's big enough to kind of cover the space of both of you.
Are you okay with incense?
I've never encountered it, but I'm sure it's fine.
Okay. Just set up my little...
It's really it's pungent smell, Gruff.
It's a bit... Oh, my eye's watering.
Great father.
Oh, wait, is that normal?
Stop.
Sure.
Do you sing all the way through the night?
Oh, as much as I can.
Okay.
All right. So, for the sake of this, Rowan, your final saving throw is going to be an extra 1 higher than everybody else's because you do not have
Can I use
adequate
a
coverage.
fate?
Huh?
Can I use a fate?
To do what? What would you like to do? Are you asking for a
Sounds
devil's
hard.
bargain?
I would like the clouds to just not rain.
You can spend a fate for a bit of fortune. Like you could be like, actually, just as we're about to go to sleep, the rain eases up for a few, long enough for you to go. You could spend a point if you want to do that, but it would be a point of fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's not even a dice roll thing, that's just a...
It's just a. I think it's on your list as like a slight beneficial to a scene.
Devil's bargain.
No, it's the add a beneficial thing.
Add a minor
Minor
beneficial
beneficial
element
element.
to a scene.
So you're basically saying that, like, actually, just as you're about to go to sleep and you're like, oh, this is going to be miserable, and the tent's collapsing and you can't get it to stand up and things like that, the tarp or whatever, the clouds break, and for the, like, as long as you need for the sleep, the rain eases off, and it's a bit uncomfortable, but it's not bad, and you can be fine.
I close my eyes and thank the Scions and Saints for blessing Rowan.
Seems to be the case.
The other solution would have been that I would have rolled myself in the tarp and just stuck my head inside someone's tent and just been a little cocoon for the night.
Yeah.
No, we're in the same tent.
Unless
Nothing going to go wrong there.
He kicks.
I do.
unless there is any other business, this night passes without incident. And I look around if there is a point of anybody wanting to make works of things. Otherwise, it passes without incident.
Well, it's more a question for Ophelia than me, but...
Everything all good?
I think Ophelia would want to talk to Gruff.
Oh, hello.
By all means, yeah. This is your chance to do roleplay and stuff as well.
So Ophelia will just finish her prayer for the minute and just... Gruff, are you still awake?
I am,
Can I... You seem like a very patient individual. Can I confide in you something just very quickly? Is that okay?
Let me just consult my knightly virtues. Yes, that sounds like a knightly virtue.
I've been having a little difficulty with feeding, and I thought, well, since people seem to be wary of me, I thought it'd be best if I open myself up to people and let them know what's going on. I need blood, fresh blood. Since the incident in Blackrock Mine with Marion, it's sort of reopened a hunger within me that I wish to satiate, and I've been struggling to do so. That's pretty much it.
You can see,
Thoughts,
Gruff, you would
opinions?
notice Ophelia looks tired. Like her skin normally doesn't show any signs of wear, but you can see her eyes look way darker than normal. There's slight slurring to her speech. She doesn't look like she's slept in days.
I'm not sleeping.
Just a moment, mistress. Takes out his pipe, lights it up, starts smoking the pipe.
So
What would be the consequence of you not feeding?
I don't know yet, but I went out last night and I tried to find a creature or something to feast upon. And then I looked over towards our guard companions and they thought they looked rather tasty.
Feeling some urges.
I can see their heartbeats, I can see their veins.
I can see the heartbeats.
I've seen a fish like that once. It was translucent. You could see everything, the veins and everything.
Where is it?
Oh, all the way up north. Let me see if I understand this. When you feed
Yes.
on a creature, what happens to the creature?
It perishes if I drink all of its blood.
Okay.
I don't know about Marion. I don't think I drank all of her blood. I don't think. I'm unsure because she was asleep the whole time. I hope I didn't.
Do you normally kill if you drink something larger than a creature?
Well, this is the thing. When I was in Osseous with the House of Blood, it was all provided for me. So whenever I'd go into my room, there would always be a full carafe. There's always be, it would never empty. I would never have to suffer this lack of sustenance. But you see, this is the first time I've really truly suffered with this.
You come from a life of privilege, is what you're saying. Everything was provided for you.
A life of comfort, yes. I miss it.
What is it you're doing here again? Why did you leave your life of comfort?
For diplomacy, to see if the House of Blood could open up potential future possibilities on Altheya and, within Ilmera, trying to see if maybe we could talk to some of the Dragonborn that own some of the cities, see if we could open up potential trade routes or, open up a dialogue and, diplomacy and all that. I can't think. I'm tired.
I like the idea that Gruff has a piece of paper that he folds out, checks it, and yep, literally is this on the list?
Where does this fall?
The story is that the person who told him about this order had this, and so he wrote it out very patiently and has this, this is his good luck charm. For podcast listeners, I am holding a scroll that I actually have written the knightly virtues out on.
Or at least this orders potential virtues.
This orders
Yes,
virtue.
not all knights follow the same virtues.
It's a very beautifully written scroll.
Bloody hell.
I feel like that's just the
Don't say
constant
bloody
for-
hell.
Yeah, don't say the B word. Where?
I presume the less you feed. See, I've seen this in the waters. There are some creatures, they turn themselves into a bit of a feeding frenzy when they've not fed. And as soon as they scent food, and I say that delicately, they go into a frenzy. I'm assuming this may be the case for you.
Yeah. Eye twitches.
Do you have enough strength to hunt tonight?
I can try. See how far I get. The guards, last time I did it, they got a bit wary that I was going off into the woods on my own. I don't want them to presume that I'm, you know, up to anything nefarious.
Says the one hunting blood to drink.
Sorry.
So really, with this kind of disorder, you're saying you're feeling a bit infirm?
Yes, yes. Very infirm. Flashes a little fang.
Are you feeling vulnerable?
Yes. So vulnerable, Gruff. Oh.
Oh my god. Playing the virtues against us.
Silver.
Percival is like gently caressing his master's shoulders, like sympathetically.
I'm so weak.
Silver, I forgive me. Mistress Ophelia,
Yes.
you and I, we go hunt tonight.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Quiet.
Okay,
I have a way that may help us.
okay.
If we are unsuccessful, you may drink a drop of my blood.
I possibly couldn't.
A drop.
Sure.
You will not drain me.
I will not, I will not, I will not.
You will not turn me into one of your own kind.
Oh, I'm possibly...
As wonderful as you are, I've already got fangs of my own.
it's
I don't
okay.
need larger fangs.
I'm not powerful enough to do that anyway. Yet. So don't worry about it. I wouldn't turn you. You'd just be a bit sleepy. Like
Thank
me.
you, but no.
Okay.
Come with me. I can cast some spells that will hide us.
Thank you.
Sure. What's the plan here, Gruff?
I guess when everyone's asleep.
That was great, by the way. That was very much
very
enjoyed.
good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Because he would, right?
Yeah,
If someone's distressed.
as soon as you got the piece of paper out, I was like, yep.
I love that you try and fit everything someone asks you. You try and find one and go, yeah, that one looks like it fits
Tick.
enough.
Tick. Tick. How much do I want this?
Yep.
So I have passed without trace.
Great.
So I was thinking of casting that.
I will say, like, if you just tell them that you're going to go out and hunt some animals for food,
I more meant
like,
that it would help us hunt
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than get
Sure,
past the
sure,
guards.
sure,
I
sure.
feel like we wouldn't be suspicious leaving together.
Sure. All right. Well, yeah. Give me survival checks with advantage, with the pass without trace helping to hide your scents and like making sure you can get close to animals and things like that. Absolutely.
Okay. So my best ever. 23.
21.
23 and 21. The two of you working together, it takes you a couple of hours into the dead of the night, but you find eventually making your way out, and you're mostly traveling through kind of like a big valley here. So we're talking like hills, but the hills are quite forested here in Cauldra, like the hills and the sides of the valley. You make your way up into one of these kind of like copses and these small woods that, you know, cling to the side of the valley. Make your way maybe even to like kind of grasslands and fields and rocklands and things like that. You come across a family of boars, basically. With Gruff's help, you manage to basically capture the largest of them, maybe some sort of like big male boar, and that, yeah, Ophelia, if you drink it, like not, you know, hunting it as like meat, you can just drain this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it is very quickly, and it is satisfying. There is a kind of bestial taste to it. This, again, is not quite the same as the stuff you are used to in Osseous. It's very gamey, and it feels sort of lower of quality in terms of the blood. Like, it is not as satisfying as the stuff you are used to from Osseous, which was very much humanoid blood. And you're kind of beginning to realize now that it couldn't have been from animals and things like that. It has a different taste, but it is certainly enough to keep you satiated for a while. You completely drain this creature, leaving it this withered, sucked dry husk. But yeah, satisfying, at least for now.
When it happens as well, Gruff doesn't turn away. He watches, and if you're looking at, he's just not.
This is hunting. This
Yeah.
is you've seen this done like out in Iceheart. This would be, it's pragmatic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gruff. Thank you. This will keep me tied over for now.
Yeah. And there was probably some young there as well, like enough to like probably fill that water skin. Like you can probably like Gruff has the knowledge to like, cut it and drain the blood into the water skin, which would probably give you at least one more helping of this blood.
Cool.
I don't know where you were going because you seem to think I was going in a different direction.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Cool. But yeah.
I imagine the others, they're quite young. I don't think they have a lot of experience of the world, of life, the way of it. They may be a bit squeamish around this thing that you need.
Thank you. I understand. This is a great gift. I'll if you need anything from me, just say it.
I do need a character reference.
Then I will be more than happy to write you one. Just tell me where. Literally save me for at least another night or two.
I must know, is there any danger with this?
I don't know how far this will go. I don't know if this will keep going. I don't know if, even if I have human blood, if that will cure it forever. I mean, I've had human blood and it's all I want, it's all I can think about now until I get more, so I guess no. I think this is just something I need to try and keep under control.
I will endeavor to do what I can to help you, but that comes with a warning. If there comes a point where you are a threat to the innocent, there will be consequences.
I understand. Like I said, unless, like you said earlier, unless you instruct me to do so, I will not bite.
But you have my word. I will help you.
Thank you. And you have mine.
He reaches out a big paw for a big solemn handshake.
Ophelia takes it enthusiastically. Thank you.
Yes, okay, you don't have to shake it so hard.
Sorry, I'm just so grateful.
You're quite strong, aren't you? Bit too strong. Now. Oh, bloody hell, what have I done?
When you two make your way back to camp, nobody really bats an eyelid. There's maybe a couple of questions about if you found anything. Very easy to sort of just disregard it. No, we didn't find anything, that kind of thing. You do find that Percival has cleaned your blankets and things, Gruff, basically that has treated that area very much as his mistress's, and so it's all been cleaned and aired out and things like
the
that.
scent out.
Yeah, no, he has. He's ruined it.
Carry that all the way from my son. Smell of home.
Wash your socks. No, you don't
Oh,
have any
no,
socks.
my socks.
No. But yeah,
Never a man's socks.
has very much attended to the area while I've been doing that. And it is that is while the sort of rain's coming out, but it does clear up as we found out from Rowan. It did clear up, and so there is no more difficulties. You wake again, no further incident that night. This is the fourth day, which means I have to roll to see if another event happens during your journey. Okay. The fourth day begins with a thick fog that lasts for several hours, long into the afternoon. So thick that you can really see too much beyond. The night's rain and sort of the colder temperatures having given rise to this early morning fog that sticks around well until the late afternoon. But you encounter no one on the road. You encounter no trouble. Nothing event. It is a nothing happens event. And eventually, at the end of that fourth day, you rest once again, and finally, on the fifth morning, you begin to see, in the distance, something of civilization. Mostly outlying farms. You begin to spot farmhouses here and there. You see great fields of grain, thick wheat in spring, just being replanted and resown, kind of preparing for the summer and the autumn harvests. You see vineyards scattered around the hills, bristling with thick grapes and already being tended to and worked on. You see orchards, all on the outskirts, but in the distance, on the horizon, you see a large walled town. Close to a city in size, but not quite there yet. But what is remarkable about this place is seeing it in the early morning light. as you draw closer, expecting to arrive about mid-afternoon, you can see that above the walls, much of the city rises up from behind these tall, high defensive walls. It looks like most of the buildings of this town are 2 or 3 stories tall at least, but also there are dozens of tall towers and spires, all reaching up, trying to be the highest point in the town. You see a clock tower, clockwork being something that is quite a luxury in Altheya. It is a known technology like cogs and gears and things like that, but it is something of a luxury. One is a clock tower, one appears to be made of like black glass swirling around, and you can see that it glitters with magic. But these towers almost all seem to compete with one another for either height or design or ostentatiousness or color, all trying to outdo each other in some way. And then you see all of the red glazed tiles of all the other buildings, this very cauldron architecture. Ash stone walls, ash stone being this like very creamy pale brick stone, and then the red glazed tiles of all the buildings, giving it that very kind of classic Renaissance Italy kind of Spanish villa kind of look to most of the architecture here. And then the towers themselves, the walls, sorry, each have towers. And on the tops of these towers are turrets with large magical braziers. That they aren't lit now, but they are large enough that they would be seen from miles around. You could easily see that these towers all lit up at night. And this is indeed the town of Ashen Rest.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. Not Ashen's.
Ashen's Rest, yeah, sorry. I think I called it Ashen's Rest, but I think it is just Ashen Rest. Okay. I might have called it Ashen's Rest. It is Ashen Rest.
Yes.
Okay. Ashen Rest. And yeah, you see this in the distance, and the weather stays remarkably calm. The fog dies away and becomes a nice clear day. And yeah, on the 5th day, you arrive. So this is going to complete the journey. This isn't a full journey because you were following a road. But the DC, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, and I will tell you now the DC is going to be 13.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Right.
Fate dice we got there.
You have currently 3 in the pool.
I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, this
Sure.
is, you know the consequence of this is just if you fail it, it's a level of exhaustion. You have to spend a long and extended rest, downtime in some way. All right, so we've got a fail from Daisy.
I got 23, I think.
So Xanthia's success.
The team dad, who made all the best tents and tarpaulins, rolled 3 for a 6.
It makes sense. It makes sense. So failure for Gruff,
Success.
success for Groen,
-1 my exhaustion, 18.
18. Success for Ophelia. So Daisy and Gruff, you are feeling, it's just tired. You're just 1 level of exhaustion. It's just the long journey. This has been 5 days on the road. Gruff, you've been traveling for a long time. Like that, you just want to rest. You've not had a proper stop in months.
My old creaky
And
bones.
it's just kind of beginning to catch up with you now. And Daisy, it's probably like you've traveled around a lot, but this has been fighting and talking and things that you're just not quite used to.
You had to socialize with
Yeah.
humans.
So it's just 1 level exhaustion, and I think Rowan
that's my
has
real
one of
life.
those from traveling in the mines as well. Chris Trott is doing something else, but yes, you have a level of the same kind of travel exhaustion from in the mines.
first journey,
Yes,
yeah.
in the mines.
That's
do you
not
get
been
rid of?
removed.
So you get rid of this exhaustion, journey exhaustion. You get rid of by spending time in a settlement. So this just requires you to spend a few days
so
in a
here.
town. Yes.
Okay.
So if you spend basically 7 days in a town, not only you get a number of benefits. You'll remove any exhaustion from traveling. And that's any exhaustion from traveling. So if you had like multiple levels, you'll get rid of all of it. You also get your ability to take a heroic short rest back. So this is the short rest that you can do in 5 minutes rather than a full hour. And then also you might come across other powers and boons and things in your adventuring career that also require you to spend a long time in a town or settlement.
A
or things
rested
like that
XP
as well.
bonus.
Something like that, yes. Yeah, sure.
I imagine it's because we only really had 1 night in Burnell
Burnell, yeah.
before we left, so
Yep.
it wasn't like a few days of action.
No. You didn't spend enough time really in Burnell to like properly sit down and rest and recover and things like that. And like when we say downtime, it's like not doing adventuring, not investigating crimes, not running around fighting bandits or anything like that. It's like pure crafting or researching or gathering information or socialite, like just what I would call downtime activities, right?
Roger.
Roger. And yeah, you see Ashen Rest ahead of you. You begin to see, like I said, farms on the outskirts. As you approach the northern gate Cade will probably kind of give you a little bit of a sort of not tour guide thing, but he'll say, "Oh, this is this is the North Gate. We call this area around here is called Grey Forge, and you can actually see that outside the gate, a smaller little town or village is being basically growing out of the walled city. And you can see that a lot of smithies, you can see a lot of chimneys pumping black smoke up into the air, the strong smell of tanneries as well in this outer area. And Cade will say, yeah, the Duke and a lot of the sort of wealthier merchants basically had, because Ashen Rest is quite tight. The buildings, all the streets are quite narrow. The buildings are packed in. So all of the smithies and the tanneries, they were all told they had to get outside the city walls. And so that's this district. You'll find a lot of the smitheries and leather workers and things like that here. We call it Grey Forge. And this is the north gate into the town.
So in terms of, like, say, defenses, I suppose this is just an open sort of village. That's
So
sort of
this,
still
it's
there.
like, yeah, it's basically where like these buildings have all been told you're too smelly and noisy and disruptive. Get out. So they've had to go and set up outside the city walls, and they're on the main road that leads in, and they're sort of on the either side of it. So imagine almost like a little bit of a wild. In the Wild West, you have like that main central town,
Yeah.
and then all the buildings around the outside. You've got that, and then you see these great, massive defensive stone walls with these towers, with these magical braziers, and then behind that you see the tall buildings and all these big towers of Ashen Rest itself. And it's a very vertical kind of town. You can see immediately that the streets kind of have that New Yorky kind of vibe where it's like narrow streets and everything is tall on either side of you, and then there are these big tall kind of cauldron style spires and towers, but the streets are actually quite narrow and everything's packed in and on top of each other.
Do these districts outside of the walls often have trouble with false-born beasts?
No, not normally. Normally the being so close to the city is enough to defend them. I mean, Ashen Rest hasn't been attacked since the Oriat insurrection. This has been a pretty secure place. It's been a lot of it's been rebuilt. The insurrection was pretty devastating, and being so close to the border with Gildai, there were a lot of skirmishes here. Yeah, this is they're normally quite safe, and we have guards. All of the towers all have guards and archers and things in them, so Volkspawn don't tend to come this close to the cities. It's normally where we were, sort of in between places on the road, or little villages and hamlets that are out of the way that tend to suffer the most with that.
Okay. How does this compare to Kelskaris? I mean,
Kelskaris is like a metropolis compared.
Right.
Like, this is a big town. Like, this is like a really big town. This probably has a population of like 2,000 to 3,000 people. Kelskaris is like 20,000 people.
Right, okay.
Right? It's like comparing I'm trying to think, like Bath Spa, or Bath, the central bit of Bath, with London. It's that kind of difference in size, really, like we're looking at kind of thing.
well, for our American listeners,
Yes.
Big.
Small town versus big city, basically. But yeah, Kelskaris is like a massive metropolis. Kelskaris is absolutely massive. That's a place you've been.
I know one place.
Yeah.
Seattle to LA. I don't know.
No, that's a bad comparison. So it's you're talking about like a massive metropolis versus a small condensed town. Still very wealthy. Like you can see that the Ruby River also flows. The Ashen Rest is built on the banks of the Ruby River, and so the Ruby River is this big river that flows through most of Cauldra, and it actually flows through part of the city, and the walls are kind of built on the outskirts of it. You can see sail barges, like river barges, coming up and down the river, leaving Ashen Rest. The other thing that you would see from a distance is a southern part of the town is like raised up on a hill, and you see the Ducal Palace, which in Draconic and sort of like the most famous stone, which you would know, Xanthius, is the Dominus Ignarum. The domain of the Ignarum, which is the host. The Ignarum host is the host of this place.
Sure, yeah.
The Draconic
But I
host.
suppose everyone knows it, is that, or is that just a Draconic?
It's mainly a Draconic thing. It's what like dragons would call it. Everybody else would call it the Ducal Palace or the Duke's Palace.
Okay.
and it is a incredible building. It is ostentatious. It is beautiful. It has that kind of mixture of there is like a big, large central building that has this beautiful kind of domed glass roof. And then there are smaller buildings around it. To be quite honest, one of the buildings looks like it houses a massive fucking dragon, and all of the other houses are maybe built for the humans that work and live.
Like a badly
It's like a
wrapped-
wingspan.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the main central core of the Ducal Palace is an enormous chamber. Like, it's like an 80 foot by 80 foot, like, central kind of like
Now, is there a
building.
front door, or does the dome just open up?
The dome does indeed looks like it opens up, and the dragon can fly in and out. Like,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
is there a big H where he can land?
It's not a big hit.
Don't him in.
But it does look like it can be opened. It doesn't look like it's open very regular, but it looks like it can be open to allow the Duke to come and go
He's got
as his draconic
business.
form. The doors are also massive. You can't see this all from this as you guys up there. You'll
sure.
notice that the doors are massive and things like that as
So
well.
this is still not the capital of Cauldron?
Oh no! This is Duke Ignarius's kind of home, and he is the Duke of North Vale, which is the northern part of Cauldron.
Okay.
Pharos is the sort of capital of Cauldron.
Yes, yeah.
And that is where Her Royal Majesty Infernia, Her Draconic Majesty Infernia, the Princess of Cauldron, is basically stationed. Duke Ignarius is a duke. He's a very well-respected and known duke, but he is just a duke compared to the
What a
Archdragon.
lose.
Don't say that.
Where do you intend to go once we enter the town city?
Who are you asking?
Cade.
Cade? Oh, well, it depends on the Sergeant's orders, really, but I imagine, and Sergeant's like, we've come all this way, kid. You can go home. It's fine. We'll take a couple of days of leave. We'll report into our superiors at the barracks. I'll let my superiors know what happened. I've got a message from Captain Vaccaro I need to deliver to them. But yeah, we'll just go about our business. But yeah, Cade, you're free to do what you want, kid. Like, take a couple of days leave. I'll sign off on it, don't worry. Same goes for the rest of you. Looks at Bliss and Darren as well. Like, yeah, you guys take some time off. It's been a long journey, and that battle, we should take some time off. I'll make sure you get properly paid and reported and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, so I'll deliver my report. I don't know what, and the authority will say, the authority says, I need to pursue Yurgo. He escaped custody. I also need to report to my superiors about what has happened and the incident with Marion and this relic. I need to inform them all what happened with that, so I will be
Yoga
leaving.
was the reeve, right?
The eel.
He was the kobold.
The kobold.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Of
the
course.
boy.
Yeah.
What's the reeve's name of Burnell?
You tell me.
I don't know. But he's pursuing Yurgo and not the reeve.
Continued
You don't. I mean, you've not really talked about him since the investigation. You're not even sure if he knows that the Reeve did anything wrong.
Did we not? Oh, I thought we...
None of us voiced that we saw the Reeve being sussy.
I was distracted.
None of
I
us.
saw someone else.
No one.
Well, it's been a pleasure traveling with you, all of you.
Same to you as well. Same to you, my lord, Oregon.
I think we'll be all traveling to the Dominus Ignorum, was it?
That is the draconic name for it. Dominus Ignorum.
Straight away.
Meet us anytime you want.
The sergeant will look at you when you say that and just be like, "Oh, well, I mean, you should definitely make your way up to the Duke's palace. I doubt you'll be able to see the Duke right away. You'll probably need to speak to his considerate first.
Okay, we can make an appointment,
yeah.
I suppose. I don't really know how this...
No, go and speak. The considerate will be able to. If you present him with the favour that the captain gave you, the considerate will know what to do. But you'll probably need to find somewhere to stay in the town. The sergeant kind of scratches his bald head. He's like, "There's a couple of places I can give you a recommendation."
Yes, please.
Sure. I mean, I personally go to the Grumpy Hog. It's a nice little place.
Yes.
You might find the Clever Toad a bit more of a sort of place for you to go and stay. It's a little bit more calmer. Grumpy Hog's got a bit of a reputation, a bit of a brawler's fight.
Right.
Brawler's tavern, really. There's another one in the town, but he looks over at the authoriter, who's like busying himself, maybe looking towards the town, and he leans in and he's like, the other one is called the Enticing Devil, but the Church of the Scions is kind of a bit funny about it.
Understood.
I mean, it's fine. It's just a pub. It's just got it's a bit of a cheeky name is all, but some people think it's got a bit of a, suspicious backstory. But yeah, I recommend any of those. They're pretty good places to stay. Town's got everything you need. Smithy. It's got any sort of services that you might require. Loads of merchants and things in the town. Easy travel down to Pharos if you need to. But yeah, it's a good place. I'd recommend you explore it. Look around. Good people here. Good people. Anything else? Any other questions or anything before we part ways? Oh, big. Okay, hug from the big man.
Thank you so much for keeping us all safe.
You're welcome. I think you kept us safe, but that's fine.
I hope to see you in one of these places.
Oh, if you stop by the Grumpy Hog in the next few days, I'll probably be there. If I don't remember you, it's because I've drunk a lot.
Fair enough.
To the sergeant, if you do require us for any references or anything to explain what happened in Burnell, we may have some way of letting you know where we're staying.
I mean that is all beyond my pay grade, mate. Honestly, or sir, that's and he gestures over the authority. That is more his thing. My job was to escort you from there to here. In terms of my service, I'm done. Like that's me out. I'm done now. I just need to report on what Captain Vicaro's next plan is. I think he's going to be coming back to Ashen Rest, but he's taken a few days just to kind of tidy things up in Burnell and make sure that area is all clear. But yeah, no, my job's done.
It was an honor fighting with you.
Oh, same to you as well. Same to you. Good luck with your, whatever it is that you want to do and looking for the character reference. I mean, I think if you need one, come and speak to me. But yeah, that definitely will mean more coming from the authority.
I absolutely will.
All right. All right. Well, I'll leave you to it. Take care. Comes around, shakes hands.
Ophelia, shake his hand. Thank you, and how's the blood?
All right.
That's all right, bless you.
Thank you. It's the hay.
Oh, yes, understood, yeah.
Right, it's all the smoke from all the blacksmiths.
Thank you again for your most professional and prompt service.
Oh, you're more welcome. The Duke's army's here to protect all citizens as they visit Caldra, Imperial citizens and looking after the Empire and all that. All right, well, take care. Give us a little salute.
Could I have,
Yes?
on the couple days we had, have spoken to Bliss and tried to get the cake ingredients?
Well, I think because Bliss doesn't know the recipe. Like, Bliss didn't know the recipe. It was her mum's recipe. But she will say, look, I'll tell you what, I don't know it, but, and she gets a scrap of paper and she writes down an address. This is my mum's place. They've got a little bakery in Pharos. If you're ever in there, Pharos, let them know that you're a friend of mine and that that you want to know about the vanilla cake. You give her that, and yeah, it's a little name on there.
Pharos.
Yep. And it just has the name. It would. Hang on, I gotta come up with
What's
a name.
that name, Mark?
Yep.
Name.
Luckily,
Name.
I have a big book of random tables now.
This one
so
is
I can just
Bliss
roll
Piss.
up shit.
What's that name? That name again is...
That name again is. Give me a minute. I'll come up with one. Don't you worry. I'm just gonna find the relevant table. Here we go.
And her name is?
The name again is...
It's called Precious
The Precious.
Bread.
Chalice. It's like
Chalice.
the Precious Chalice. It's a little bakery. I have to write that down now.
In Pharos.
Wiki team. That is the Precious Chalice.
The Precious Chalice in Pharos.
Precious Chalice Bakery in Pharos.
Caldra.
Bliss's mum.
Earth 2085.
There we go.
Yeah. This is in the future.
Yeah, that's it.
A post-human
Like Planet
world.
of the Apes. But yeah, you guys see, and for some of you, probably one of the sort of largest settlements that you've come across in a long time. Like Rowan, I think, like you passed through Kelskaris, Gruff, but yeah, you didn't really stay much time. You kind of avoided it. This is probably the biggest place you've seen since coming into Caldra. Daisy, I don't know if Daisy would have ever come to such a big place. You
not a
kind of
big
avoided
place.
it. Yeah, you mainly
Not a
were
big
like
place.
villages and small towns, right?
Small
So this is
places.
probably the biggest place you've ever been to. For Xanthias, I think it's been a while. Like you were in the city.
I was in Kelskaris.
Yeah,
Not too,
but
too long
this is
before.
pretty impressive. You've always walked. You've travelled past
yeah.
Ashen Rest a few times.
Kelskaris isn't my home.
No, but you've come past here a few times anyway.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And then Rowan, you've probably travelled around, but it's probably been a while since you've been in a such a densely packed place. Ophelia, this is feels kind of like where you were. You grew up in Osseous and things like that, but definitely one of the larger places you've seen since coming to Elmira. And you can see already the difference between this and Burnell. You can see how much more metropolitan it is. It's definitely kind of got that. People here are immediately very well dressed. Even the folks outside of the city walls, like the blacksmiths and the tanners and things like that, everybody carries themselves with this element of taking very good pride in their appearance. Everybody is quite well dressed. Even if their clothing isn't the most luxurious or expensive, it's very well taken care of. Everything's very clean. Their hair is like, perfectly slicked back or coiffed. Everyone seems to have a hint of perfume, maybe like slightly hints that sense themselves. And everyone carries themselves with this air of pride almost. You see immediately as you begin walking your way through the Greyforge district, you hear and can see signs, best smithy in Ashen's Rest, that kind of thing in Ashen Rest. Finest work, cheapest deals. Like everybody's selling something about themselves. Not street barkers, but you definitely see that there's a lot of pride taken in their businesses and things like that as you make your way there. But this is where I hand it over to you guys. I don't know what you want to do here in this town.
Do I manage to get a character reference from Zekis before Zekis is off?
Do you want to speak to him?
I presume I would have spoken to him on the road about
I mean, he's going to come with you into the city for sure, but he's going to divert off from you at some point, but I don't know what that point is yet, because I know where you're going.
I feel like I would have asked him on the way.
Sure.
On day 4.
I would have asked him on day 1.
You would have asked him
I would have asked
constantly.
him.
Yeah.
Well, no, because we didn't fight them on day 1. We fought them on day 2.
So,
You would have,
Author-
since that happened, probably. I feel like Gruff would have been like, just putting that back in your mind.
I know you're disposing of these bodies right now.
And a quill.
You take a moment and you speak with Zaron Tekis on the journey. Flash back a little bit here. Maybe on one night when you're sat there around the campfire.
Can you just say everything you've said since then in reverse, just so I get in the...
Nope.
Oh, okay.
He will look over to you and say, well, it is not... I do not think I will have much sway with the Duke or any of the Duke's personnel, but if it will... I think it is the least I can do to write something, speaking of your skill as a warrior, of your bravery. That is without question. You fought against those hideous gnolls, those vault spawn with courage and bravery. I think that is the least I can do. What is the reason that you ask me for this thing? Why do you want this?
I'm trying to make my dream a reality and become a knight. And I'm looking for an order, a circle, a specific circle.
What is the name of this order of knights? Do you know it?
The Circle of the Loyal Hounds.
Thinks for a minute. I'm not too familiar with all of the knightly orders. I know some of the larger ones, but some of the smaller ones do escape me. I would recommend, if I may, when you go and see the Duke and present your favor, ask the Duke. The Duke has his own knights. Even if you do not wish to join them, one of them may know of this order of which you speak. That would be your best bet. I do not think my word will have much weight with any of these people, but I will write it if you wish.
Thank you. That would be a great honor. I'm just trying to build up evidence because I've come to this rather late in life.
I think, there will be, if I may speak plainly, many of these knightly orders, well, if they were to consider you, I do not think... It does not matter how much evidence you gather. Some of these knightly orders probably will not accept you because of various matters. If this order of loyal hounds is one that shares beliefs, if you have followed its tenets and you believe it to be a match, then I am sure that they will present you with some fair test. My understanding of these knightly orders is that it requires a test to join them. What you do up until that point may have some relevance and favor, but really it is what you do when you assign yourself to their needs and desires.
Oh. Could I have a reference anyway?
Of course.
At the very least,
It's the least I can do.
I can send it home to my village
Of course.
and let them know it's going okay.
And he will take some time and pen you a little letter, which is just a sort of like, I witnessed Gruffith of Tremoro fight against Voltspawn and, commit himself bravely and with great skill etc., etc., and signed by Authorita Zarontekis. And he provides it to you.
This is a great honor. Thank you.
It is very polite of you to say, but I assure you it will not mean as much to others as perhaps it does to you. This guy does not sugarcoat things. He is not.
If you play the stream,
It's like, hey, Judge Dredd.
you can see the moment Kim's heart breaks.
Yeah. This is like asking Judge Dredd, tell me I was a good boy. Like, Judge Dredd's like, no. But yeah, he signs the little letter and provides that to you. But yeah, he is, he seems to be of the opinion that it doesn't matter what you do. Like, these knightly orders are just going to make their own decision anyway.
Look, he needs a dose of the real world sooner rather than later.
And that, I mean, this guy could be wrong. He could just be being a cynic. We don't know. But yeah. So on the way. But yeah, you guys arrive at the town. And yeah, what's the plan here? Where do you head first? What's the order of business? Ophelia.
Bath, please.
A bath. Yeah. Do you want to ask like Cade or anybody if that's an opportunity, or do you just want to kind of go exploring?
Yeah, I'd like to ask Cade.
Yeah, you ask Cade. Cade starts thinking. He's like, oh, baths. I mean, like most of if you go to a nice inn or you rent somewhere, they sometimes have that. And as you're talking, Bliss will kind of overhear the conversation and be like, oh, yeah, I know where you can find if the inn doesn't have one or anything like that, you should go to the Shrine of Typhine, the House of the Rose.
Okay, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's a big part of what the Temple of the Shrines of Typhine offer. They do baths, they'll help, they do hair, they do makeup, they do like skincare, that sort of thing. They help with like fashion. You can get anything you want there, like if you need company for a night, if you need, services, all of that stuff. That's a big part of what the shrine offers.
That sounds exactly what I need.
Yeah.
I mean, before we go see, the big dragon.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, like, and you should tell the others as well, and she kind of like looks around and is almost a bit embarrassed. It's like, I mean, I know that a lot of them aren't from Cauldre, but we like to take pride in our appearance, and the way that you present yourself really matters. And if you show up to the Duke's palace and you look a bit scruffy and you're not wearing really kind of like, it doesn't have to be expensive clothes, but if you haven't taken good care of how you look, that can really, it won't be the best impression. So I really recommend everybody goes and gets cleaned up, maybe get some nice outfits, that sort of thing. And the shrine will help you with all of that.
Oh, wonderful.
I know the sister, the high sister of the shrine. She's lovely. You'll have a really lovely time there.
Hi, sister. Okay, shall I just mention your name?
And there's lovely priests as well. If men are more your company, or if you're looking for somebody non-binary, they have all sorts of people there that can attend to your needs and everything else.
Sounds perfect. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Absolutely.
I guess Daisy, because she's from Cauldre, her dress is quite she's still decent enough.
Well, it's up to you. Just because most cauldrons take pride in appearance doesn't mean all cauldrons do. Everyone's different, right?
She's got a nice enough. Her corset's got like a little embroidery on it and everything, and she's a bath and
it's that thing of it is typical in cauldron culture that you take pride in your appearance, that you bathe regularly, that you look after your hair and your skin, you make sure your clothes are repaired and washed.
I feel like Daisy does that.
They don't care about money, they care about the pride in yourself, the self-love kind of thing.
I feel like Daisy does that.
Sure.
She's got
I mean, the fact that you have this glorious hair and that hair does not just happen on its own, right? That hair is washed and it takes time, probably has to roll it all up when she goes to sleep and things like that.
Daisy or Daisy?
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't just happen.
So Ophelia, you get that information and that she can Bliss will tell you how to find that in the town easily enough. It's one of the major shrines of the church, so it's easy to find.
Wonderful.
Ron Snipper's pit. I should probably come with you.
Oh yes, well I think we should all go together. It's recommended, I think, by Bliss. We should all gussy ourselves up for the Duke.
Yes, absolutely. It's recommended, in fact.
I don't need a bath.
It's recommended, in fact.
It rained 2 days ago.
Rain is not a bath.
No, not at all. No.
No? Yes.
No.
Try a bath. Try one. It's recommended, in fact.
I'll look at it.
And you'll step into it.
Xanthias, please take a bath. Please.
The Duke here would look more favourably upon us if we all... character reference.
Okay, knights, I suppose they do look good,
Clean.
clean,
Yes.
I suppose.
Clean. Yes.
No, good impression, you're right.
As you're making your way, and imagine we're approaching the main gates at this point and things like that, Gruff, you can't help but notice, because you begin to see now some of the... So far, you've interacted with, like, soldiers that were sent out, right? You saw the Duke's guards that were sent out. Now, you begin to see the Duke's army. They are in polished armor, beautiful tabards with the symbol of the Duke on them, their helms, shining spears, shining swords, and they look impressive, just the normal soldiers, kind of padded, quilted gambesons, you know, with the chainmail over the top. They look like a firm regiment of soldiers. But then amongst them, just behind the gates, kind of observing, watching over what's happening at the gate, you see what must be a true knight of the realm. He is he's actually probably mounted on a war drake. So this is like a kind of, they aren't full dragons, they're more like animals, but they are like mounted battle lizards, wingless dragons.
Battle lizards.
With armor. He is a, let's say a dwarf, actually, like a dwarf knight. And in fact, his helm is not like, it looks like he's almost wearing like a kind of Valkyrie, like a kind of, you know, plated face helm with the wings. It's not, that's his skin, and he's shaved his like his earth skin into being like this faceplate with these wing kind of motifs. He has like a beard jutting out from under it, like beautifully braided, long flowing hair for a dwarf, all beautifully sort of braided as well. He looks incredibly handsome, big strong nose, kind of looking imperiously down, decked in full plate armor, and you can see that he has, rather than a sword or like an axe or a shield, there is in fact just a big, very beautifully made crossbow that's like got a holster on the side of the war drake, and he has like a shield that it looks like he can fit the crossbow onto and fire from that. But he's kind of like looking around and just nods, and people come in and they're like nodding and bowing to him, and he smiles and nods back and seems to be welcoming them into the town. And this is, I mean, you can just tell that this is not a normal captain or a soldier. This is a knight. And you begin to hear, you know, some people like muttering as they kind of, as you begin to approach and things like that. But he is one of the Duke's knights. He is not of a knightly order. He is a knight of Duke Ignarius, of a knight of this region.
I think Gruff just like grabs Xanthias' arm.
Ow, ow.
Archie. Bloody hell.
What's that first word? Sorry.
Look at him!
Yes, he's
Handsome looking boyo.
wonderful. Yes, no, a true protector of the realm. Please let go of my arm. You're squeezing tighter.
I want to be that one day.
Yep.
And you will. You will, Gruffith.
You guys continue. There is a bit of a crowd. You see wagons and traders coming in, making their way through, going through the gate. And it is being stopped and searched. You see a couple of soldiers come up. They see that you're traveling with some of their own and the authority. They have a few quick words with the authority, who kind of brushes them off and is like, we have business. You know, they're with me. You don't need to inquire with them. They're not bringing it, you know, kind of going through the, like, you're being flagged through security kind of thing. But as you make your way, that dwarven knight will look down and he just kind of calls out like, "Hark! As that guy Yoro I see." And the sergeant is like, "It's good to see you, Sir Griald." And he's just like, "Returning. As Captain Vaccaro hasn't sent you back, you've not been getting into trouble, I assume, young man." And he's just like, "No, not quite. I've been helping these travelers. We've been escorting them back, my lord." And he just goes, and who do we have here?" And he looks around piously, sort of like, newcomers to Ashen Rest, I see. I do not know your faces."
Gruffith immediately just like kneels down, paw over chest.
And he doesn't like say like, no. He's like, good, yes. Yes, excellent.
Damn right.
And he just says, who do we have here?
I am humble in your presence, my lord. My name is Gruffith of Tremoro.
Pleasure to meet you. Hang on. A pleasure to meet you, Gruffith of Tremoro. I am Sir Griald Steeleye, Knight of the Duke Ignarius. Welcome, welcome. And who else?
I am Rowan. A pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to you as well. Pleasure as well.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
Hello, little one down there. Yes, pleasure. Fellow Cauldron. Have you been to Ashen Rest before?
No, it looks amazing.
Well, we are very proud of our city. We're very proud of it. Come on in. Pleasure to have one of our kinsfolk here. My lord. He bows his head.
Just Xanthias Oregon of Rust End.
Of Rust End. Well, pleasure to have another fellow Cauldron with us as well. And he just nods his head, not wanting to pry, like as you've immediately said, no, this. He immediately recognizes that and is like, very well, I know my place not to ask. And then he says, and you, miss?
I'm Sister Ophelia de la Rosa of the House of Blood.
House of Blood, and he kind of looks very, and you're kind of used to this, like, people don't seem to recognize that name.
Every time.
Yeah, but he says, well, sister, you are most welcome here, and I offer you the humble protection of myself and the soldiers of the Duke's army, and I welcome you in the Duke's stead as well. If you have anything, the Knights of the Duke are here to protect and offer what services we can.
It's a shame you're not dead. Okay.
It's like, I'm sorry, did you say something?
No.
Oh, very well. Well,
Pitying again.
At your waist.
a pleasure to meet you all. I wish you a good day.
The pleasure is ours.
Good day.
Nods.
Your honor.
And yeah, he just waves you in, and you find yourselves now in this town. It's not a city. I need to remind myself. It's not a city. It's a large town. It's a very dense, large town. And immediately as you step through the gates, you are in a kind of narrow cobblestone street with these beautiful kind of creamy stone buildings with these red tiles that go 2 or 3 stories up. And you can see that many of them are shops, but they're stacked one on top of each other and with a small staircase at the side that leads to businesses. So you have like a little bookshop, and then on top of that is maybe a jeweler's, and then on top of that is maybe a haberdashery, and then you go down and there's like a little restaurant on the ground floor that looks like it has a residential apartment above it. You begin to see tenement buildings, like these apartments basically that are a series of apartment buildings connected in one larger space. Families in there, opening up little windows looking down. Beautiful little flower boxes everywhere. The external appearances of everything here is very important. All of the shops have stained glass windows or beautiful like decorations, their doors painted in murals. You see a little florist's, but the door itself has been carved to resemble like a tree spouting flowers, and all of the leaves and flowers and blooms have been painted in bright, bold colors. Everybody here is, even the simplest are well dressed to an extent, not in the wealthiest materials, but like rich cloths and cottons and things like that. Everything is well cleaned. The streets themselves are clean. You don't see any sign of, disposed filth or dirt or anything like that. Not sure how they get rid of such things, but it is not into the streets, as is sometimes common in other places. And yeah, you find that you are in this kind of like very narrow, and it's very kind of twisting labyrinthian. There's like these little alleyways that are tucked around everywhere. Another thing that you would notice as you make your way through immediately is spread throughout the town as you begin to make your way through are sort of these lampposts with, rather than hanging lanterns like gas or oil lanterns rather, or candles, they are magical lights, and they're all set ready to be lit when the sun sets. And they're scattered. There's not like every, they're rare, but they're enough that like most of the major streets are illuminated by them. And they're these great sort of, and some of them have got beautiful designs on them. Some of them have like made of stone posts, some are made of metal, some are made of wood. Some of them have like little gargoyles kind of shaped into the side of them. Some of them have been like decorated with ribbons or with fresh flowers. And they all seem to have a unique little personality and character to each of these little lamps and lights as you make your way through. Yeah.
Okay. So where do we want to go first? Ophelia, I know you said you wanted to go to the baths, which makes sense. We should absolutely do it before we go see the Duke. But do we want to make an appointment first? And also, where are we staying? Did you want to stay in the same inn? Did we want to separate and explore? I don't know what you guys want to do.
It seems like a very big place, and I think if I separate from you, then I'll probably never find you again ever. So
Okay.
we should probably stick together.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm happy to stay with my friends.
Okay. One big group.
Okay.
Is there anywhere anyone wanted to see before we go see the Duke?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
What an abundance of life.
Okay.
Is it is it best we look our best before we make an appointment? Because if we turn up looking, well, apparently I'm not good enough, but, with a few days' travel, they might put us an appointment at the bottom of the list.
I
If that
agree.
makes sense.
I agree with Gruff.
Possibly. I mean, we have the Duke's favour. That would elevate our
Well, we don't
status
have
a little
it yet,
bit.
though. So we need to get it. We've got a letter, but we need to go.
You have the scroll
I've got the
case with
scroll.
the letter.
Oh, let's go, yeah.
Yeah.
But we need
But
to-
it is
we should
entitles you to the Duke's favor.
It
It's like
entitles us to
we
it.
have a cool thing. Do
I
a
know
cool
you.
thing. Yeah.
But still, that's like a.
I think that most of
I'll take
you,
it.
I think that Daisy would know this, and I think Xanthias would pick up on this. It would probably be a better idea to go and make yourselves, get new clothes, have a bath, get settled, then go make your appointment. When you're looking refreshed, you've had some sleep, because you do want to make a good first impression.
Before we
especially
even see just a considerate.
a considerate
Not
is
even just a
a
considerate.
considerate is a very elevated
Yeah, yeah,
position.
yeah.
Actually, seeing the Duke's considerate is like a very big deal. So you definitely want to probably do that. Things
That level of hierarchy really sunk in for Rowan when he saw the Knight of the Realm and how big a deal getting a scroll case is. Like that is suddenly faced with the reality of a huge town. We're about to go to that dome.
Yeah, and you can see it from here. You can see the Ducal Palace pretty much anywhere in the city. You also would notice, like you said, you see all these different spires. Xanthias, looking around, one of these spires draws your eye. It's separated and it's not designed. It's very different in architectural design. It is black, kind of shaped like a twisting kind of design. It has ravens instead of gargoyles. And it gives you the impression of an enchanter or some sort of mage's tower. But it doesn't have any of the usual emblems of the imperial colleges or the Duke's iconography. That kind of just draws your eye.
Okay. Okay.
But
Good to know.
with that, I do need one last thing, and then that's going to be the end of today's episode. I need a wisdom saving throw from each one of you, please.
Really?
Disadvantage.
This whole place is a zone of truth.
Minus one.
Minus one.
Minus one.
Because I have journey as suggestion.
Yep, still have that, so it's a minus one.
Same for me as well then.
Yep, and it.
It's a bit gamey if I use a fate dice.
No.
They're getting reset at the end, right?
Yeah, no, you can tell you. They're there to
I
be
was
used.
thinking about using one anyway because I've got
Sure.
a Garbo whiz.
Sure.
Garbo whiz.
I failed.
Oh, well, 13.
13.
Yeah.
So 2 quite low, 13,
14.
14,
14.
14,
9.
9. Well, you say about talking gamey, I'm going to spend one of these.
Okay. Yeah,
Don't
no,
forget,
yeah.
I can add a small complication to certain scenes and things like that.
Sure.
When, just before Duke Yarrow and the Authority begin to separate their ways, the Authority will cast kind of one look back and will kind of smile in your direction, Xanthias, and maybe a little bit towards Daisy as well. And then just before he departs, he will say, I should mention, I heard from Captain Vaccaro yesterday. They sent a spell that allows me to communicate with them. I believe that one of the Ecliptic Order sisters that were coming to investigate the matter in Burnell, they wish to inquire more about what happened with the relic in the caverns. I believe they're making their way here. They'll arrive in a few days. I'll make sure that they can find you somewhere. And then he will turn and begin making his way elsewhere. But yeah, with that, I'm going to bring this episode 6, The Ashen Road, to an end. We're going to end a little bit early because we do have to read some things out.
That's fine.
And also, it's
okay.
a good stopping point where just before you guys go off and start exploring Ashen Rest.
No, I'm leaving.
That felt real ominous.
Yeah.
The Ecliptic Order.
Yep. I think if you will remember,
I know, yeah.
the Captain Vaccaro said that there was a force coming from Kelskaris with these Inquisitors, the Sister Inquisitors, and they were making their way here. And it sounds like that they decided to, rather than turn around and go home, they want
They're
to come
following
and
us.
maybe speak to you about what happened.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
That's cute,
fine.
actually.
That is unrelated to the wisdom saving throw, by the way.
Oh.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We-
Oh yeah, that's a different thing.
This is if we pass, we don't even know about it.
Let me check. Well, let me just check that. Oh, I don't know if you know. Let me check something.
Okay. That might be a effect.
It might be that you know
if we
something.
fail it, then we know what's.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
I
first.
had a thought.
How dare you?
Oh no. A woman with a thought.
Not what I was getting
Oh
at.
no, you don't know anything. Okay.
You know nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
So with that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. That is going to be it for episode 6. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time for more High Rollers. Take care, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Shit. Katie's like, you shit. Fuck you.
Oh,
We're back.
shit.
We're going to read some messages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted
easy.
to finish a bit early because I know we've got a few messages to read and things
No,
like
it's a good
that.
point
so,
to-
What's the name of the Duke's underling?
the
title?
Considerate.
The Considerate.
And it's generally a lot of considerates can fulfill lots of different roles, but yeah, considerates is it's kind of like a non-draconic position of authority, basically.
Yeah. I
They're
played
kind of like head
Considerate in the
butlers.
pre-show. That's
You
what I was
did.
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Of the pre-campaign episode.
Yeah.
Picture of my dude.
Consider
Yeah,
it the
it's
Thay.
Yeah, it's like a kind of mixture of like butler and also like administrator. Like they're kind of like the one who like makes plans and organizes things, like a secretary.
Say it out loud. Say it louder for the class.
I said, but.
Butler.
But.
Nice.
I have such a strong impression of Ophelia's character from the visual of Percival carrying your bags, and you've just got these sunglasses on. It's such a strong idea of who Ophelia
I feel like
is.
Ophelia, the next thing Ophelia needs to get is like a cane so that she can just be like, bow, bow, bow,
I got it from that convo with Gruff.
Yeah.
The
Well,
fact,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm so vulnerable.
Yeah.
so meek and infirm."
Dramatic.
It's just such a cool thing.
Yeah. She's a spoiled princess.
I love it. So good.
She's our.
I'm a passenger princess.
She's Blood's favorite princess. What did you just say? A passenger princess.
Princess.
Nice.
A blood whip king.
Oh, and then the loot.
Hell yeah.
I drew a gemstone and it says gemstone from my friend.
That's so cute.
What was the dwarf knight bay's name?
That.
So grey old.
Night Bay.
So Griold Steel Eye.
Grey old.
How'd you spell Griold?
Griold. Made that name up on the spot too.
Griold Steel?
Oh, I saw a
Steel Eye.
I saw a question
So
of what
real
book you're
steel
using to randomize.
Oh, this is a cool
it's
book.
literally cool.
I picked it up in at Orc's Nest in London, and I think it's like apparently they just had a guy come by and be like, "I've made a bunch of these books. Do you want to buy them?" It's by somebody called Ben Egloff.
That's pretty
And it's called the Game Master's Book of Astonishing Random Tables. And some of it's really useful. Some of it's stuff I don't need, but some of it's really helpful. And sometimes I've been finding that random tables are a great way of, even if they don't tell you a good idea, they tell you what you don't want sometimes. I'll roll something and be like, no, I definitely don't want it to be that.
Yeah.
And that helps me inform what I do want it to be.
That's how I rolled up
That's how we did a lot of
Xanthias.
Xanthias.
Yeah,
That's how we
just
did a lot
rolled
of
up some
Xanthias.
random elements, and if they fit, cool.
Yes.
If not,
The other one I use a lot for things like that is there's a system out there called Worlds Without Number, and that's got some great tools for generating random stuff and random ideas, as well as Iron Sworn and Starforged. Those are my other two go-tos. Oh, and my stuff from Roll and Play, who are a great bunch of people. They do a bunch of cool books.
Nice.
They do a
So
bunch
many
of,
good
random
resources
stuff.
out there.
There's a lot of great resources. These days, you guys are spoiled. Back in my day when I was playing and learning DMing, we didn't have nothing like this. You had Dungeon and Dragon magazine, and that was it. And you got that once a month if you were good. That was it.
you had either Dungeons or
Let's
Dragons.
read books. Didn't have no internet. Didn't have no YouTube.
Anyway, our big donation campaign.
Well,
is going very
I will-
well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So what did we read?
Yes, please.
For
We are currently on.
Yes, please.
Oh, Jesus. Like, it was 11K,
And our
and
goal
in
of
the
12.
2 seconds it took me to reload it, it is £12,806.80.
damn,
Blast
you
it
did
past
it.
that goal.
I mean, we've made what? How many goals have you set now? 6.
Lots. Yeah, we did
And
not
we keep
expect
never know.
blasting through them.
We never know what to set with you guys. You
Yeah.
always blast
yeah.
past.
Always.
Every single
My
time.
first goal was 20-20-01.
Yeah.
Like, so 2 nat 20s and a natural 1.
And now we're at
Yo.
No, that's right.
a number that I can't attribute to
big
D&D.
boy number.
A D12.
Oh, of course, it was recall. Recall came in there with 1,000 dough.
Ah, recall.
Oh, recall. You absolute lovely.
Well, we'll be reading all of
Yeah, should we
those
just
donations,
Start with yours.
but first, people did still donate directly to us, which is fine.
You shouldn't have found that link.
Yeah. We had a donation from Hypnodia that says, "Hello, High Rollers. It's my 23rd birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
I'm just here to say that you're the best gift I could ever receive this year. A round of smooches on your foreheads. Roll high on Sundays. Love from Italy. P.S. Tom, if you're reading this, you're my fave. Wink. Thank you very much."
Verifying that.
That does say that.
It does
for a
say
second
that.
there-
It does say that.
For a second
I'll
there,
give you
I
it.
thought it said, "If you're reading this, you're my fave. Twink." But it doesn't say that.
You're my favourite
Twink.
twink.
You're my fave. Twink.
Or it's like
you.
you're my favourite twink. You're my favourite, comma twink.
Twink? Question mark.
Twink? Yeah, there's so many ways it can be read.
We had an anonymous donation, £20
Oh, thank you.
I'm loving this new campaign. Haven't donated in a while, so thought I'd send some love. Watch from the start and use you all as DM and character inspiration for my own games. Roll on and clear skies.
Thank
I
you.
think Nim is evil. I'm calling it now. There you go. What are you going to say
Can
there?
have your thoughts.
I say nothing. I say nothing.
You can think.
What is evil? What is evil? What is good? These are great questions.
Evil people think they're the good ones.
Are we dancers?
Are we the best?
Are we no dancer? It's
Sorry,
and
yeah,
that has
dancing.
always annoyed
Are
me
we
because
da-
it seemed to
are we
be
dancer?
Are we dancer? Doesn't make sense. Carry on.
Sign
I
is
agree.
vital.
I agree with you.
It is, yeah,
I
it's
hate that
dumb.
song.
We had a donation from D. Ethan, who is attempting to convert their mother to a High Rollers fan. So
I'll take it.
thank you.
luck.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good luck with that.
I think
luck.
this kind of format and content transcends generations. So
As long as they don't mind how much we say fuck and bugger. Because that might be an issue.
Or piss and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piss and shit. Shit and fart.
In my
Shit and
mouth.
fard. We had a half hundo from Laurentian Me.
Thank you.
Wondered how you pronounce my name. Badly. Your role playing is amazing, and Mark, you are a role model for DMing. Thank you all. Heart symbol.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we also had a donation from Libero that says, "Loving the campaign so far, and great to see High Rollers supporting Calm." There you
Hell
go.
yeah.
That is hopefully
You guys
all of them. If I've missed any, let me know.
There's a couple in the Discord.
A couple in the Discord as well.
In the mod
Well,
zone.
give me a second now.
Do you want me to read it? I've got it here.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Kim.
Thank you to Josie Poser, Being Wolfie, Crispy, here 82, Just Us, and Leslie for all your gift subs.
that
Thank
without a
you
fat beat behind
to
it as
Galdear Oni, who donated on YouTube. That Crispal system reminds me of the Star Wars RPG. Was that the inspiration?
Yes. it's not even attempted to be secretive. No, it's absolutely based on the Star Wars Genesis system because it's a really good system and I like it.
Thank you to Voices of Fanfiction, who's also donated on YouTube, saying, "Finally caught a live stream. Love the campaign so far. Haven't played D&D in years, but you watching you guys makes me want to again."
Do
Thank you and welcome.
Do it.
Really helped my neck.
Played again.
Yeah. You went too deep into it.
I did a bit of a
Play
deep
again.
face, yeah. And I held it for too long.
Yeah. And the wind changed, and now it's like that forever.
Shall we start tackling the mountain of calm donations we
I
have?
think we have to.
It's a lot.
Is it?
I'm gonna have
Just
to
bash through them.
Yeah, okay. Anonymous,
Bam, bam,
thank
bam,
you.
You wanna do it to a fat beat?
Susie, been watching since Lightfall. Love all that you do. Thanks so much for sharing your story with us. Recall with a second 1,000. So
Oh
they
my
donated
God.
1,000 last week. They donated 1,000 this week.
Recall.
What's that you say? 2 opportunities to... stop with the beat. It's fucking with my head. I'm dyslexic. This is hard enough. What's that you say? 2 opportunities to donate to Calm with y'all. No brainer. Have some money.
So kind.
Thank you so much, Recall. That's so much. Honestly, I hope that it's okay to do that.
That's both
That's
gnarly and nuts.
Funding
Yeah.
life-saving
I want you
work.
to be my sugar daddy.
Well, they are.
You already are for HR.
yeah.
That's true.
Thank you to
Sugar
Neek Man,
pudding.
who has donated, said, I love you, High Rollers. Thanks for all the laughs and tears. Here's a dono for a great cause. Thank you to Aimhin Duffy, to Malone, to JS, to Kadrian, who donated a hundo.
Thank you.
Thank you to Holy Man, who says, love all you do. Thank you for what you do. Thank you to Vanguard, who donated a half hundo.
Thank you.
Thank you to Stephen. Thank you to Ain, who says, too many people I know have struggled with mental health, myself included, and Calm is such an amazing charity. Wish you all the best for 2024. Thank you to Bandai Nenzai with a hundo. Thank you, Bandai. Lots of love. To you guys, and shout out to everyone who's helped raise the Jingle Jam total. We'll have to catch up on today's episode, but I'm hope nobody has had to brush with death in combat or more spicy secrets to hide.
Oh.
Spicy.
Thank you to Vilana, who says another week, another donation. Can't wait to share these games with friends. What are friends like? JD Paulson, thank you, and says, I was just pondering what it's like to have friends. Been wanting to donate
What
for
the
years.
fuck are we?
Finally doing it. Yeah, love High Rollers. Thank you to Anonymous with £40.
I believe in you, Kim.
Thank you to Emma Prue, who says, this campaign is my first time watching the streams live, and it's been a wonderful Sunday evening routine already. Love High Rollers. Thank you to two Anonymouses, one who donated 50 quid. Thank you to Blue Hawk, who says, as someone going through a rough time right now, D&D and High Rollers have always been a light in the dark for me, so I'm always more than happy to give back in some form. Do not dent the
Do
table.
not do the big one.
Thomas.
No.
Not just fine.
Keep going.
No.
Carry on. Keep
Stop
giving
him.
Donations.
Keep
Stop
going.
him.
Mark and I want to go and join.
The Dude Abide says, seeing the High Rollers crew support... You're missing all these really nice messages.
I was listening.
Listening.
Seeing the High Rollers crew supporting and spreading awareness about mental health resources means a lot. I've had friends and family in the UK struggle to find and access help, and thanks to you, they now know about someone they can reach out to if needed. Thank you to Obi Shen Shen. Happy to support a great cause and a great stream. Thank you to Eddie the MB. Mental health struggles are the truest BBEG, but we can all fight them together.
Yes, we
Thank you
can.
to Rather Peculiar for the half hundo. High Rollers, loving Althea and the new characters, and your new studio looks stunning. After a tough year, things are finally starting
Does
to
look
look
good.
brighter. I'm getting a creative spark back, so expect more fan art in the
I have
future.
seen. Thank you for your art.
Thank you to One Mad Shirt. Sorry, the names are cut off, but this is the best way for me to read it. So, One Mad Shirt, who donated £70. Crystal Sunset. As someone who has suffered from depression and found D&D as a way to help me out, I'm so happy to see High Rollers supporting such a good cause. Meeting Mark back in October was still one of the highlights of this year. The blessed dice still roll well. Thank you. Thank you to MK13 Wolfie, who donated a hundo. Happy to donate.
Apparently, we've hit 13k.
What?
Jeez,
We'll
you guys.
return to that in a second. Happy to donate to Jingle Jam, especially while I'm with the lovely Purdy and when it's a cause I feel strongly about. Glad I got to do it with you lot. Sincerely, MK. P.S. I got the collection on my first donor this year round. Lol, spent beyond my means too. Lol.
Don't spend beyond your means.
Come
Don't
on.
spend beyond your means.
Don't spend beyond your means.
And also, if you're going to spend beyond your means,
Don't spend your
send me a
beans.
horrible joke.
Don't spend beyond your space.
Don't send me all
Thank
your
you to
beans.
Ginger
Don't send me your
Yeti,
memes.
who says, having
Send me beams.
struggled with mental health and loneliness myself, I couldn't think of a better cause to donate to. Helps that you're a great bunch of streamers, and I always try to catch you on Sundays. Here's to a not so lonely December. Thank you to Contrive for the half hundo. Thank you to Miner97 for the hundo.
No.
Thank you to Network Error, to the Monkey Says. Donated, then remembered the charity. I lost my friend to suicide a few years ago, and her passing helped me reconnect with friends and play D&D together. So I thought it poetic that D&D supports suicide prevention. And I'm really
Hell yeah.
It
sorry.
goes hand in hand. There's a
Hell
lot of
yes.
a lot of people do the same.
That's a
Thank
natural
you.
20 from me.
It actually
That
was.
actually was as well, yeah.
Got
Thank you to Hexim. Thank you to S Mitchell86 with the
Thank
hundo.
you. Thank you.
Old
you,
friend
Mitchell.
of the stream. Thank you to Elixir of
13.
Life. Think I'm doing this donation right. If so, hurrah for Calm. Justice for Hazel. And swift and unsympathetic justice for Xanthius.
I know. Why? You need justice.
Thank
Set you
you.
up and then knock you down.
Thank you to Chaos Luke, who says, love you guys, can't wait to see how this campaign unfolds. Thank you to Trump Hole, who says, hi, High Rollers, here's to not living miserably. What do you call a halfling fortune teller who escaped from prison?
Small, medium, at large.
Nice.
Very well-known D&D joke.
Thank you to Death X Rian, who donated £35 and 69 pence. Nice.
Nice.
Thanks for being a mental
Nice.
pillar in my life.
Noise.
Nice.
you.
Don't strain yourself. You're going to hurt yourself again.
Thank you to Artifacts Animus. Thank you to Perdita, who says, I've found so much love, kindness, and support from the High Rollers community and made so many connections that have been wonderful for my mental health through Twitch in general. I hope this next year is kind to everyone and those needing support find it.
Thank you.
Thank you to Kev. Thank you to Daltonishasil. People are being very sappy here.
They are, and I'm enjoying it.
Sorry.
Who said hi?
Mark is going to go too deep on this joke and shit himself.
If you're going to do that, take yourself out into the corridor, please. Daltonius Third has donated and says, High Rollers has always been my favourite way to spend my Sundays through the years. Love you all. Yay time. Sip cider. Have a good Christmas, y'all. Thank you to Jay Binks. Thank you to Sloppy Salamander, who donated £250.
Whoa! 250, that gets a 13 from me.
Found you guys
Solid
from
13.
the Baldur's Gate one-shot. Have been hugely enjoying Erois as my first foray into D&D. Thanks for all you do as creators and advocates. Rock on.
Thanks for helping us raise money, especially new people that have come from Baldur's Gate and don't know what the Jingle Jam is. I always feel that's really cool that new people are supporting.
Yeah, new money.
That's great.
Thank you, Dark Bramble.
Mark.
Goodbye. Thank you, Dark Bramble, who says, thanks for creating so much awesome content and supporting awesome courses like Calm. My wife and I have been going through some hard times mental health-wise, and listening to Erois has helped support me through those times. Thank you to ConUK21. We're saving my donation for watching High Rollers live. The whole crew has been a massive inspiration. Each of you make me want to be better in one way or another. Just thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, calm.
Duchess says, for a great cause. Thank you to Artie. Thank you to Timmy. I already got a bundle, but here's another small contribution for the betterment of mental health. A good cause any day. Thank you to Flower the Skunk. Who knows? It's cut off. Roll on Sunday. Loving the new campaign. Hoping you can kick some Gnoll bum. Yeah. Thank you to Arpeggio, Anonymous, Sir Nicholas, Jason, another Anonymous, and JD.
Amazing.
Thank you to the Brunch Girl, already in love with a new campaign and characters. Special thanks to Kim for being so supportive of our own mental health fundraiser with NAMI, National Alliance and Mental Illness Day this past May. Yes, I remember you. Yes, I shouted out and did some little support for that. And well done on that fundraiser as well. Thank you to Puncher-Rooney. Thank you for supporting people in their times of need. Here's a little support for you from someone who knows what it means to need a hand in dark times.
Thank you.
Thank you to Jilly, who says, Merry Jinglemas, Jingle Janglemas. I can't catch the stream today, but I want to support the fundraiser for an amazing charity. The winter months can be a long time for people, myself included. Tell me about it. But the work that charities like Calm do make things a lot easier. Thank you to Spell Clash, who says, I cannot think of a more fitting cause to support or a greater live play show to destroy my sleep schedule. Happy Roll on Sunday from Singapore. Yeah, Singapore.
Nice.
Thank you to Kaz GT, to Baron Von Lux, to That Ginger. Hi, Rollers. Just wanted to thank you for all you do and ask, Mark, are your plans to release your wonderful subclasses?
No.
Thank you to Gareth W, who
Not yet.
donated £250.
That girl.
Oh, that gets a 7 from me.
Found you guys on the Baldur's Gate stream, fell in love with the world of Erois, and glad to be on the ground floor for Altheya. I look forward to each Sunday. It's like being wrapped in a warm blanket these winter months. Thanks.
Nice. Isn't that nice?
Thank you to Anon for the £50. Thank you to Jolene.
Jolene.
Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. I hope this
Oh, no, it's my-
small donation can help
Tommy
those in
should come in and
need.
sing it.
Looking forward to next year and writing new music. Cheers. It is
my
our
friend
Jolene.
Tommy.
It is.
It is our Jolene.
He had a really lovely time.
Thank you to being Wolfie. Thank you to Anonymous, who said, I saved my donation. Shut up. I saved my donation. We have a hundo here.
Oh, that gets
saved my
a 10 from me.
I save my donation for you all every year. I've been watching ever since Trot and Mark appeared on Dice Camera Action, and through you, I discovered the Yogscast and Jingle Jam.
time.
Thanks for all the joy you bring.
That was a long time ago.
Thank you to Alto Native. A close friend of mine collapsed mentally this month, and she has been re-listening to Erois to calm herself down. Together with our love for High Rollers and her mental health struggles, I wouldn't know a better combination to donate to at this year's Jingle Jam.
Thank you very much. That means a lot.
Thank you to Gutsy, who says roll high. Thank you to Lego Brick. Hi, Rollers. This year has been tough for me. Calm is the perfect charity, and from my favourite, for me this year, and from my favourite Jingle Jam crew. Thank you to Juju, who says Merry Jingle Jam and a happy new campaign. Thank you to Fally the Panda, who donated a hundo.
Thanks, Fally.
Saying
Thank you.
doing my part. Thank you to Andrews S, who says, when considering the many worthy Jingle Jam charities, Calm spoke most to my heart, so High Rollers choosing to partner with them made it an easy choice. Thank you to both for helping make our world more caring and a bit less miserable. Clear skies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Sammy, who says, Merry Christmas, keep on rolling high. Thank you to Ben Chandler, who says, Happy birthday, Griffith. It's next week. But thank you very much. Tom, loving High Rollers. Quick question. If your characters from other campaigns could be in a party together, what would happen? Bad stuff.
Yeah, nothing good.
Chaos, nothing good. Kinakit says, what a fantastic charity support. Take my money. Wishing each of you amazing, gorgeous people a wonderful December and all the best for 2024. Clear skies. Thank you to Warikwari, who says, sorry it can't be more. I mean,
It all helps.
everything helps.
Everything helps. Every little helps.
It's a collaborative effort.
Thank you to Andy. Thank you to Sam Callahan. Thank you to Celso851. Thank you to 39 Salty Cookies. Thank you to Mr. Piggywig. Oh, this is where you guys broke the last target and made me log in. Right, okay. Kia Ora from New Zealand crew. Been watching since Winter Spire Arc and Lightfall, and it's insane to see how far everyone's come since those days.
Yeah.
Super pumped to support Calm as well, and I know a few peeps who have definitely benefited from similar services. Thank you to Whipped Disc, my favourite time of year, and I hope those bucks go a long way. Thank you to Anonymous saying loving the new campaign. Thank you to Rick Zist Ans. Thank you to Anonymous. Ree has resting wholesome face.
That's a nice thing.
Thank you to Gazimov who says great cause, great people.
Gazimov, fucking awesome. Thanks, man. It's a name I remember.
Thank you to Pixel Panda who says, hi rollers, I just wanted to throw some money at this wonderful event to help out everyone I could. Not familiar with Calm, but as someone who's battled with anxiety and depression since the age of 10, I'm more than willing to help. Also, Zan needs Calm, to be honest. Heart.
Something.
Thank you to several anonymouses, including one who donated £100 and one who donated £50. Thank you to Alex/Owl. Thank you to Sil Famo. I'm just looking for ways to help the stream. The best D&D stream I found. Thank you guys. Keep it up. I'm a YouTube VOD member, but I keep rewatching. Love you guys. Thank you
so
to
much.
JJ Bros. Hi, Rollers. I've been listening since Lightfall, and I'm a huge fan ever since. I've watched everything you've made, and it's you who got me into D&D. You've been a huge positive influence on my life and helped me through some dark times. Thank you. Thank you to Helen S., who says, been listening for over 2 years now, and as a result, have been playing... also been playing D&D with some friends for almost as long. Absolutely love your campaigns, and as a long-time Jingle Jam donator, I thought I'd show my love through you.
Thank you very much.
We still got a fair round to go.
Oh, really? Do you want to swap over?
It's okay, because I know where it is, and it's a little bit fussy.
Probably gonna have to bounce. Yeah.
That's all right, Ree. Go ahead. You have my permission.
Sorry.
This
mine,
one
though.
time, though. Thank
Goodbye,
you
Ree.
to...
Sorry, is Trot just watching cartoons?
I'm watching Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery.
He is, yeah.
First 10 minutes on YouTube.
Yeah, it's quite distracting.
Just sat there watching
In the corner of my eye, just, yeah.
All right,
I'm
bye,
watching
Ree.
Crit Roll.
Bye. Bye, Ree.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chat soon, mate. Watch on Discord and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want us to grind for a bit?
If you want to head off, I can head off, or we can head off. It's up to you.
I think there's about, like, maybe another 10 minutes in this.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Smash it.
Thank you to Edgar S. Thank you to Johanna Smith, sending love from America. Thank you to Pedro, who donated a half hundo. Thank you to Thomas Green.
5.
I have loved the show since Lightfall and it's supporting one of my favourite charities. I can't throw my money enough. Thank you to Ryan Jeffries, to Tarpentine, and to Yummy Chip.
Chip.
Thank you to Rowan Silvar, lots of anonymouses. RB Pedro, who says, raising great people raising money for great causes. Thank you to Sidoro, who says, keep doing what you do. Much love to everyone. Thank you to the mystical... I only started watching High Rollers this year and have been loving Aroas and Althea both. Clear skies. Thank you to Hi82 with a hundo, who says, to a great cause.
Yeah. That gets a 17 from
Yeah, it's
me.
a good roll.
A Druid Life for me says, good luck to all the Jingle Jammers. Thank you to Alex P, to Dave NL, who says, Jingle Jammin'. Thank you to Mark. Oh, thanks, Mark. To Komunra, who says, I've been watching since Lightfall and your videos have been helping occupy my mind during some difficult times. Wishing you great success with the Jingle Jam and happy, healthy holiday season.
Thank you.
Thank you to Isaac, who says, lots of love to everyone involved. Every year I'm floored by the generosity of everyone watching, as well as the Yogs for their incredible work. Thank you to Shadow Dragon and another anonymous. Thank you to Alexandra, who says, thank you, High Rollers, for an amazing time with your campaigns. I've been watching for ages, and this campaign is just as amazing as I expected. I've been looking forward to every single episode, and hopefully this little donation helps this amazing cause just a little. And thank
Didn't plug
you
in the whole stream.
to MadCatter365. That's why I unplugged it, because it's not charging my iPad. That is the last one. But I just want to check.
Hold.
Because we just got a bunch in. Thank you
Motherfuckers.
to Katu, Congrats on the stream. Here is some cash to aid in the support. Mental health awareness is important and glad for you guys in promoting and supporting. Thank you to Onomatopoetrist. Here's my Christmas present for High Rollers and Calm. Thank you to Libiro and Anonymous. Thank you to Martin Fuse. Congrats on... Don't get his copyright struck. Congrats to Martin Fuse. Concentrate for 2 more seconds.
To be fair, it was Shaggy doing the John Cena thing to John Cena, and it was very funny. it was. I was like, that's pretty epic.
Thank you to Martin Fused. Congrats on the money raised, guys. Looking forward to all your character reveals and the growth this season. But Tom, what did you do to Xanthias?
I'll never tell.
You guys have got
might
no
tell.
fucking clue.
Thank you to Anonymous who did a hundo. Anony roll, please.
Actually, before I do this, I'll do it now. 13. I can confirm someone out there has guessed exactly what.
Oh
happened.
yeah. Some
Because
people.
now everyone's going to be
Everyone's
like,
going to look for that.
And also,
Well, I won't say where it was. Could have been in Twitch chat. Good luck finding that one again.
thank you to Lemon Twist. Keep up the excellent work. Always love the show. And we currently stand at £13,176.88.
That is
Also-
amazing.
Jingle Jam doesn't finish until the 14th.
Yeah.
So,
And also, we're
There's
not the only
still
ones
time.
raising money for Calm. There's going to be a bunch
We're
more money.
not.
Like,
We're the
Calm,
best ones.
we're great, but everything's raised a ton of money for some really great causes.
Yeah.
And it's always a pleasure to be involved. I love doing the Jingle Jam. I love being part of it. It's great to
Yeah.
raise money for some
It's a
good
great
causes.
cause to end the year.
that's what
Yeah.
Mark and I are going over to join.
I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go
hang out with friends.
mock
over
people
at
in the
office.
poker and
Yeah.
not get drunk
Sure, well done.
because I
Why would
can't.
you say
I
that?
can't ever do that again.
I can't do that again.
No.
Never mind you.
£35 will get you a not bundle of games
collection.
for £1,100 worth of games.
All the developers have very kindly given keys
Yes.
for
Yes.
this bundle for charity. So
So if you donate that amount, you get that not bundle of games. So enjoy those. Just choosing high rollers means that you are
The best.
choosing to support high rollers
You're
in that
choosing to
regard.
make us look like
Look
we're
Look good.
If you want to make us look good, choose us.
You know the difference between you
it's our
and me?
community,
Equally.
right?
Yeah.
It's our
It's
community.
our
that are good.
community. We've chosen to raise money for CAM because it's a charity that we feel represents us best.
Yeah, very important to us,
That's
I
very important to us. But there are a lot of other incredible charities that the Jingle Jam is supporting, so please check those out. And yeah, we've got until the 14th. So if we could get it to 15 by the 14th.
So I'm not.
Something like
I've
that.
pushed them enough. I can't ask for anything more. But
I'm
if
just
you
saying-
want to do more,
But
that's up to you.
It is there, and you've gone well above what we ever.
We just thought 2,000.
We thought a couple thousand. So
It's worth also
thank you very
saying that
much.
if you donate with a message, there isn't going to be another
Stream
stream in which we will be reading these
your
messages.
pure generosity.
So it's pure generosity in that regard.
But
if you want your message read, donate to
with
the main yogs.
that is going to be it. Next week, I think, is our
last
last one
year.
before Christmas
Yeah,
break.
we'll
It's
take
our last one of the year.
Christmas
So next week will be our last stream of the year.
Yes.
And we'll be back in the new
Miss
year
it.
for some shenanigans. And we'll be setting up. Basically, I feel like it's going to be. This is now getting into Ashen Rest, figuring out what these guys want to do.
Done the tutorial.
And kind of setting up where you guys want to go now. This is going to be a bit more of an open campaign, and we're
Just
going to see
get-
what the players are going to investigate.
Open this bad boy up.
So yeah, we'll see you then. Take care, everybody.
10.
Bye bye.
Look after yourselves, kids.
That was a 10.
It was a 10.
And also, well
That's a
done to
19.
Kim for reading out all those
That's a two.
messages.
Oh,
Kim.
not
17.
bad, didn't I?
Goodbye. 18.